Show off.
Hello, and welcome everybody to another exciting week of From Darkness with Love. As we dive in, we have some announcements from our lovely Overlord hosts.
Overlord?
Lovely.
I don't
Oh
know.
my god. There's, I mean, I was okay being a host, but now that I'm an overlord, I have pressure. Now there's pressure to like have minions and all that kind of crap. All the good stuff, all the announcements and all the fun. What I started doing is like, if you want to know our schedule, just look at our schedule. How about that?
Just look it up. Really, is that?
Yeah,
is
because
that what we're going with
nobody
right now?
watches this part of the VOD. Let's be real. They go,
If you,
okay,
if you
can
want
we
to
get
know
to
when
this
we're on
thing?
again, just I don't know. Look it
Just
up.
look at this schedule,
Have a great day.
and
kidding,
you'll
just
figure it
kidding.
out.
It's true.
No,
It's
it.
true.
I do try and put it on timetotabletop.com/schedule.
Yeah.
I know it's difficult, but check it out. Also, it's on our page and all that stuff. It's not always up to date because it's always moving because we're doing so many things. But we always want to make sure and thank the people out there that are making this 100% possible. Ambient Realms, big part of what we do because they have a lot of ambient music that we use in most of our streams, especially this one. This is a horror album. A lot of the stuff that goes on in the background will be from Ambient Realms. So make sure and check that out because we're working on a giveaway of that too. So the music that we're using, we're working on, if we get enough followers and enough interactions, you would get the full, like, I think, was there 40 some songs that it's like a $200 package, valued package to get a download of, so you can use it wherever you want. So make sure and check that out. Our big advocate though is Pelgrane Press. I mean, we're using their system, we get all the goodies. The cool thing is I will go ahead and type this in the room if I can pull up the right window because I got all excited. And so if you type in !Black Book, you will be able to find some of the cool things that are happening. So let's see if I can get that in there. Anybody else want to beat me to it?
On the Black Book?
Ooh, Black Book. Go to theblackbook.io and use the promo code Smoothies in the Safe House to get 15% off a subscription to what's called the Black Book. What's the Black Book, you say? Well, it is basically all your character stats, all your goodies, all your notes. I mean, I know I'm a pencil and paper kind of guy, but I don't need it because right here on this little screen is my character with all my goodies, all my notes, all my dice rolls, everything that I need to do. So make sure and check that out. 15% off that subscription. Hello, B-Bars, in the chat room. What up, my dude? He's working on a great RPG out there called Power Outage. Gotta check that out, guys. Yes. So that's for what they're doing there. We're gonna also give away, if we get enough live viewers, we're gonna give away actually a full year's subscription to the Black Book. What? That is so dope. Okay, so make sure and watch live. That's a big part of it. The other things that we have on here, we want to make sure I'm putting it on here. If you type in !NB Agents, it's not NBA agents, it's NB Agents. If you put in that, so you put that in there, boom, boom, boom. I got to type NB Agents. I did it right. All right. Put that in there. Use the code PRO #Time2NBA to get $5 off Night's Black Agents. What? That's the system we're using. So you can get actually the book. You get $5 towards that. So make sure and check that out. All the good stuff is given to us from Pelgrane Press. I also have a copy of the book. I didn't bring it on. It's behind me. I think you can probably see it from here. Yeah, it's on the top shelf there. Right there.
Oh, you mean this
There
one?
you that book. I have a book. I have a book that it was sent to us by Kat from Pelgrane Press to give away. So make sure we're gonna keep working on this. So as you kind of hang out with us and chat in there, if there's enough people in there, we'll go ahead and send something out to you guys. So that's pretty much what I got. There's a lot of things going on, but that's what's going on for tonight. So many cool things that have honed into Thursday nights and the Pelgram Press and Nice Black Agents and the Black Book and Puppies on Camera and all that good stuff. So I could talk for days, but that's what's going on for tonight. Hopefully you guys have a good time. If you're getting in there, chat with us, and I will do my best to chat back with you and see if we can get you some good codes and stuff. What?
Oh, cool.
That was my mic drop. That was my mic drop. What?
Maybe send this link to your friends and tell them that it's Star Trek Discovery, and then they'll just like come in and have enough viewers to do the giveaway.
Yeah, and
they're like, yeah, the Orville. Is it the Orville or is it Star Trek Discovery? Which one is it?
Either, honestly.
It would take them a while to realize too. I think it would take them at least 15 minutes to realize that they weren't watching Discovery.
It was like, what happened? Yes,
At least.
The episode.
is this?
A
true.
lot more killing than usual.
There's more death in this than I thought there was in Discovery.
Yeah. Wow. Seth MacFarlane has aged a lot. Wow.
Fact.
Truth.
Oh, one last plug. Oh, dang it. I'm such an idiot. Okay. Why don't we let's see, let's put Jazz on the spot here.
Oh, snap.
What's going on in the Time to Tabletop Amazon merchandise store? I don't know, what is that?
I have no idea what. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. If you go to Amazon
I'll go ahead and I'll
and
put it in the chat room. It's ! merch. And it'll take you right to our store.
you can get your very own snapshot of the aftermath in the parking lot of that taco that we so lovingly destroyed.
The taco, baby.
The taco.
The climax of our session 0 of the taco, a shootout happened. The aftermath is now on a t-shirt for all of you to
There's
enjoy.
a beautiful decal of the taco bag left with our skid marks and blood splatter.
It's so cool. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
Do yourselves all a favor. If you ever show up into the setting, don't go to the one on 41st Street. It normally doesn't end well for you.
It does not.
I just put it on the very first thing on the Time to Tabletop Apparel. So
Someone
if you
goes
do
to
go to
the
that
drive-thru
link,
and you see them get out the car and hide behind the
Oh.
speaker box, just keep going.
but this shirt is designed and put together by who? By Jazz herself. So this, all I did was drag and drop it on there and said, sell. So this was designed purely by her. So you got to check it out. It's totally rad.
Get my doodles. That sounded
the
doodler in my head.
Check out the doodles.
Check out the doodles. Check out the taco.
Oh, God.
That's a different show.
Stop letting me talk.
Per Wade is down there, just like actually in stream he's up there, and he's like, why did I show up tonight?
Why did I agree to do this? Be a part of this 8-week show with these people? We're already on a week 3 and I don't want to be here. Kidding, but
Just sipping his cup.
I have made it.
No.
Never know.
What else would I be doing on a Thursday night? It's something useless and boring, no doubt.
Truth.
very fair.
It's all a matter of perspective. Yes,
Indeed.
because this could be boring and useless to some people. Definitely not to us.
Nope.
What?
All
We
right.
have
Kidding me?
imagination.
So,
We have some
Imagination.
Well, and I for one have been spending the last 2 weeks in suspense. What will happen tonight? What
what will
secrets
happen
will we
tonight?
learn?
Why don't we give a quick recap to all of those who are just joining us for the first time? Last we left off 2 weeks ago, 2 Thursdays before, from before. Fuck it. 2 weeks, 2 Thursdays ago.
Time is
Thursdays from before.
Yeah, sure, something like that. The lovely crew of individuals surrounding me have been diving into more of this investigation on a rather peculiar murder that has resulted in more questions than answers, to be cliched. And as such, their research has led them to an airstrip, as well as a couple other places. After leaving a bar and heading off to a individual through a rather loose agreement with some bikers to keep someone quiet, an investigation of their home and garage led no person per se, but also more clues and answers. That in turn led them to the airstrip, kind of a bit of a home turf for one of our individuals, a Dr. Rachel Lawson, who, after a quick recoup in her safe house, or what is, I'm blanking on the word. We're off to
Hangar?
the hangar.
Safe
Oh yes,
hangar.
yes, the hangar.
That's my favorite.
Thank you. After a brief recuperation in the hangar, they see a pair of vans drive down to the another hangar further down these row of private hangars along the kind of one of the taxiways off a runway at the airport here in Prospect City, Nevada. So, as they both drive by, the group then proceeds to hop into Jack Driver's souped-up SUV, drive at them, do some sweet, a bunch of sweet actions, and some not so sweet actions. A lot of shooting happened. A lot of getting shot at also happened. A couple of our individuals taking bullets in the side and gut, respectively, I believe. But ultimately, I believe they emerge victorious from that endeavor. And that's kind of
I
where
feel
we're.
like it was semi-victorious. I think we're still in a situation where we have a scary dude in front of us who's like, right? Am I right?
He was.
We have. Oh, sorry.
I believe he was knocked down. Last I recalled.
Okay.
Okay, give me one
Sorry,
second.
guys.
It's okay. I just have to flip. Literally everyone, give me 1 second.
Oh.
Sorry, it
what did
literally
you
crashed
do?
on me.
Anyway, no, it's okay.
We just put.
It happens. It happens. It's the nature of technology. It. Okay, we're gonna.
It literally, I didn't even touch it. It did it all on its own. It just crashed.
Again, the nature of
Awesome.
technology. It's
Just
okay.
an awesome shuffle just now, though. This is probably the best shuffle I've seen in a while.
So,
I should go look at that one. Oh,
why
yeah,
am I-
you're right.
Why am
it
I
is
not
very-
Why am I not hearing you, Scooter?
That's my bad.
I was
button.
I was seeing your mouth move, and I was like,
That was my bad.
So, okay, well, now the transition happened, and now nobody's on the thing. There we go.
Good, good.
There we go. I think we're fixed.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, so I'm gonna move him up just a little bit. Scooter, you're getting moved up a little bit. I hope you're excited for that.
Ooh, yay.
I think we're
I'm
all.
getting taller.
Yep, you're getting taller. I'm
was
also
watching
I'm
that.
also centering Annie a little more and making it so her head is not being clipped at the top. Cool. Live editing with Fettuccine. But yes, I believe last we left off, it was there's still a tense moment. I believe all enemies had been neutralized and taken care of. That being said, to open this up, why don't we start with our most injured individual, which I believe was Evie. I need you to roll me a d6 for a heat roll.
Okay.
I believe, if I have this correct, and I'm going to double check, I'm going to do some, a little bit of searching to make sure I can tell you the right things.
Okay.
Oh, that looks fancy.
I, for some reason, don't think I like this too much.
Right?
Look like those metal elder dice, baby. So nice.
Very nice.
Forged by the dwarves.
Already is guarding some lovely dice that I also got from that convention. They're in fact blue, gold. Have a lot of weight to them. I'm a fan. I really need to get a dice tray to go with it though.
I need one of those.
Trying to
too.
find the rules on rolling for heat, and I'm not finding them.
Oh, rolling for heat?
Yes, for heat.
You're actually using heat?
I am using heat.
I was hoping that you just wouldn't notice those rules.
No. No, I definitely noticed those rules. I gave you guys a pass the first time around because I felt like I'll let you in easy, and now the training wheels are coming off, whether you like them or not. they're being knocked off.
I'm gonna call the police.
I'm trying to remember. I'm looking through the heat rules. I'm trying to figure out where the rolling is.
That would be page 87. I don't know if you do roll for heat.
I thought there was a section where it's like, hey, roll for heat. One player rolls against Cade. Okay, yep. You can spend from any justifiable general pool to affect this roll. So you're rolling against heat, which basically means you're rolling against the cops showing up, the arm of the law, noticing your current actions.
Okay, so heat. All right, I get it.
Yes. So a roll that it's something you can spend from a pool that you think would be justifiable.
Right. Can I roll for? I think that
Well, it'd be a heat roll, but you can spend from a justifiable pool, so you can still spend from whatever pool.
I had to tell you which one I was using.
Yes.
Yes, I can.
So, like, what are you? What are
my
you?
sense trouble?
What are you using? Excuse me.
Sense trouble.
Sense trouble.
Here you go.
So the question is like what is Evie doing to cover our tracks?
Yeah.
And keep the authorities from losing us.
From losing us, funnily enough, I think I might have a cherry for
Funnily enough, I managed to roll 0.
How is it even possible?
You got some explaining to do.
You have a cherry. Let me I'll hop over to your character sheet now that I have it more easily accessible than last time.
Evie, you have digital intrusion, yes?
Yes.
That would be
Could you-
like a skill you could use.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
like hacking into the law enforcement systems and like making sure that no alarm bells go off because of the massive gunfight that just happened.
That would be a good use of it. Are you eating your dice over there? Are you that scared, Will? You that scared that you resorted to eating dice to calm your anxiety?
Yes. Yes.
Alright, I'm going to pull... That's not happening. Oh.
That's Dr. Rachel's dog from a couple of hangars down.
Yeah. Just heard all of the hullabaloo.
Instead of barking like that, I'd be concerned, actually.
So, are you gonna use digital intrusion or?
Yeah.
Okay, how many points are you spending?
I'm going to use 1 point.
1 point. Okay, go ahead and roll me 1d6 and add 1 to that roll for that point of digital intrusion against your current heat roll, which I know, and I will let you know whether or not you succeed or fail.
One would make it a 5.
Would make it a 5?
It's like,
Yes. I rolled a 4.
All right. Evie, an alarm goes off on your phone, and you were kind of expecting this given the current situation. A couple quick swipes on your phone and a couple taps as Dr. Rachel continues to patch you up. Nets in a disturbance call being rerouted to a different location. for now, the cops do not seem to be on you. So,
I'm going to relay that to everybody while Owing and Kurt glares at Dr. like, all right, guys, according to my phone, for at least another few hours.
Lidocaine, what do you want?
okay.
You guys all look like Swiss cheese.
So, you have a handful of dead bodies. One unconscious, but mostly but not quite dead body. 2 vans and a hangar that is now partially open, just enough to where the van could drive through.
Oh yeah, we had some questioning of the big scary guy, didn't we?
Yes, that was what you had kept him alive for. So he is alive. He's unconscious at the moment. But
Remember me rolling something about this guy before?
oh yes,
Why'd you remember?
Yeah, the entire hangar.
Annie.
What?
I would like to be with the bodies that are there, moving them around.
okay.
In just the way to where it looked like something went wrong and they took care of each other.
Okay.
Right.
And I'd like to, if I need to, spend some criminology on that to
I would
kinda
say
stage it to
just
like something else
having
happen.
criminology will be fine. I don't think you need to spend to get there. If you want to add on to that to make it look really super realistic to where you're adding more into it, then you might spend. But I would say just having that criminology talent or that investigative skill lets you do that without having to spend.
Yeah, that methodically moving stuff, measuring it, putting it back, taking even bullet shells with my little gloves on, and moving them into the correct spot.
If
ignoring
Rachel actually had
anything
time
else.
to look up from what she's doing, she'd be impressed.
All right.
I'm done. Are you done patching me up, or have you moved on to our next?
Well, look, it's going to take a little bit more for me to actually get the super patch up. You have shrapnel later, but you're not going to bleed out.
That's all that matters. I'm not bleeding out, so it means that I can still do what I need to.
I break out a
So,
juice box and give it to her. Keep your sugar levels up. It'll be easier for you.
I'm trying to find where I marked down the number.
Where we all have ammunition and arms, Dr. Rachel has a med kit and juice boxes.
Yes.
So
Okay.
Did I?
Priorities.
I hope I marked that down.
and Jack just does backflips and parkour and provides tacos. So it's kind of the best deal.
I mean, he still did
Apparently, I
slam somebody's arm in a door and cause them to pass out and die. But
Yeah, but he doesn't have weapons. I mean, he does that with tacos in tow. That's how. That's how Jack,
one
that's how
hand
Jack rolls.
slamming the door, the other with the to-go bag.
the taco to go bag.
apparently out of the two of us, Evie has worse temper problems than you because I just Tyler Durden and people.
Annie, do you remember that roll? What number you got?
Oh,
Was it a high? Basically, was it a high or a low roll?
a 6
Somewhere
or
around
5.
10 or 20, I think. Right?
It was a 6 or a 5 or 7.
5 or
It
a
wasn't
6?
that
Okay, all right. As far as you can tell, he seems to be stable for now. Not dead. Unconscious, but still alive.
So listen, Evie, got the heat off us, but maybe we don't want to stand around here at this hangar full of bodies. Do you think we should take this guy to another location for some questioning?
And Devin's right next to Jack, and he's like,
we've got these unmarked vans, and we have a house that we know for a fact nobody's currently living in.
So
One of the
Dr. Rachel's definitely
explain
correct.
how all the bodies are here.
Jack, what would you like to do? Do you need help carrying this guy into the car?
Yeah, anyone got a zip tie or something? I'm looking at you here, David.
What size would you need, Jack?
I mean,
Yes.
Okay.
He
Disturbing.
goes into his bag, touches it carefully.
No.
A full assortment, different flesh colors. Which one
They're
would
all
you
flesh
like?
colored.
This
They're
Well,
all
it depends
flesh
on.
colored.
Depends.
Right,
Depends.
right.
So, does which one matches his skin the best?
I sort of like gesture at one. It's like just, that one.
Always
If I
use
ever
two.
paint my room, you're helping me pick colors.
I know flesh colors.
And Devin legit makes this face.
Hey, two, stop getting along.
Okay.
So he does. David does hand him two. He said,
Mhm.
"Always double check your work, Jack."
And Devin grabs the two arms to put them together for Jack to.
All right, so
Zip
yeah,
them up.
we trust this guy out.
Cool.
Yep.
And
And then
NTP.
I put an arm under one arm. I'm guessing Jack, you put your arm on the other, and we sort of
Yep.
just drag him over to the car.
I'd say the two of you, it really takes a little bit of effort, nothing serious. So
Mm-hmm.
Tell that, life science wise, he's not going to be waking up anytime soon, or should I be administering a little extra something to make sure he's asleep?
I would
Yes.
say with your knowledge in medicine, I would say you kind of know that it's going to be at least a little while. Ooh. The stream just...
It did a hiccup. It looks like it's back.
Okay, cool.
I
I saw the hiccup, and I was like, did it... Okay, cool, we're good. I caught the hiccup, and I
Maybe
didn't
on
catch
the
the
right
refresh.
back. Maybe on the right back, he could be forced by David and Dr. Rachel, so that if there's need to administer drugs or beat him into unconsciousness, we have options.
Before we do leave
Yes.
with the body, we said that the all the hangers are sort of wired the same as far as like their
Yes. They're like digital.
Yeah.
word I'm looking for. Excuse me.
CCTV, like
Yeah.
their cabling. Yeah.
Is the same. Is it possible for me to use my intrusion so that I can kind of tamper with the, just kind of show them in like them arriving and then them.
Oh, okay. I would say you can if you want to make a general.
He'll be better.
Okay, if you want to make a general roll to do a digital intrusion roll, and you can spend from your digital intrusion pool if you have any left.
I use conceal.
To answer your question, also Rachel, in a little more definitive answer, he does not seem to be waking up anytime soon. Just because you are fairly certain he'll be out for at least a few hours based upon his vital signs. So.
Good to know. I'll have a little something ready just in case we need to knock him out a second time, but, always be prepared.
I rolled with the last of my digital intrusion.
Mhm.
Add that. Yes.
Yes.
To the 6.
6. All right. Give yourself a minute to modify some, basically delete portions of this record. Fabricate it to where it looks like they go inside. Then it's just a blank period of that. The van is just outside. And then a little bit of static. And then the scene that is set out before with that David has already doctored. So.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do it like he's done with everything.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I'm gonna help shove stupid McStupid into the van.
So after Jack and I have sort of situated him into the van, our SUV, create the vehicle per se.
Yes. I assume you're putting him in Jack's SUV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack, where specifically? I'm guessing like the middle row seats. We just lay him across the middle row. Yeah.
I'm thinking of setting him up with David on one side and Dr. Rachel on the other.
Okay. Before we ultimately head out, one of our primary objectives here was to stop the shipment. So I need to go take a gander at that shipment.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask Dr. Rachel to join me.
Right. I will hand David the syringe of a cocktail of various things that'll knock him out in case we need to. David, I think you know what to do with this. Just hand it to him.
Thank you for the extra tool. And I look over to have we figured out this guy's name yet? We haven't even talked to him.
No.
No.
So and he's asleep is at this point.
Yes, he's currently unconscious. Rachel, I assume you've relayed the information that he's not dead, isn't going to die anytime soon, just won't be waking up for a decent.
Okay, so my pistol's still drawn, and I want to put it in his gut, and just whisper in his ear while he's sleeping. Moving is not an option, sir.
You see, like, the subtlest of involuntary twitches of one hand, but the body does not wake up.
Last strips of the juice box. Just...
All right, so Rachel and Dr. Rachel and Devin, you both are heading into the hangar. Evie and Jack, what are you two doing? And David, I'm assuming David's going to be staying with our lovely individual that is not dead yet.
I'm just gonna ask are we leaving the other van here, or do I need to drive it behind Jack?
I think we should leave the vans here, rather than have people asking, "Hey, where did that other van go?"
I was wondering when I mentioned. Okay, so if I am just sort of going to on like the outer side of the van, just to sort of make sure I can see everything.
I was going to say, I also, as Rachel and I are walking over there, I asked for a set of her handy dandy gloves.
Always come prepared.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Right.
So, what's happening, Van? We are approaching
okay. I'm gonna make sure that.
So target one is like the hangar direct with like the crates that we're sort of awaiting pickup.
Yes. Okay. As you enter the hangar, it is kind of as you saw on some of the CCTV cameras on the inside of the couple of pallets and similar kind of crates. And you kind of see as you kind of pass by the end of the van that was kind of backed up to it, where your individual that you've currently contained and put into Jack's van drew the shotgun from. You see there's it looks to be like maybe a couple other armaments in there, a kind of maybe an assault rifle of some kind, and looks to be like another pistol. And as you kind of are looking, you see one of these crates in the van. You have two that are also not in the van. Sorry, I just bumped my mic.
Sorry.
And otherwise, the hangar floor is empty. There's no plane in the hangar at the moment. And otherwise, it looks kind of vaguely similar. Metal sides, but there's no upstairs like Dr. Rachel's.
So the crates, are they sealed, or have they been opened?
They look to be from a glance, they look unopened. If you want to move closer to inspect them, open them, you can.
Yes.
I'm good at investigating. It's a thing I do.
Awesome. As you guys step closer,
Do you say that out loud? Please say yes.
Channeling my inner David just a little bit.
let's see. have it. As you guys both approach, I would say both of you are able to kind of notice through that investigative ability of notice without having to spend it. As you both approach and get closer, you notice a set of symbols etched almost very archaically into one side of the left of these pair. Dr. Rachel, I believe you've seen these before. Not in that pattern, but you've seen the similar archaic kind of things, especially in groups, or when you were spent time in Doctors Without Borders. One of the things you came across occasionally, often on things that people cherished of your less than noticeable things. Well, works. Let me rephrase that. When you're less than notable works, it was often, these were often kind of etched in on things that people cared about.
I'm gonna go ahead and snap a picture of that with myself.
Okay. What'd you say?
I'm thinking right now.
Okay.
Just kind of staring at it for a minute and maybe look for a sense trouble in the fact that maybe there's something.
You can roll me a sense trouble if you wish.
Yeah.
I won't ask for it, but you can roll one.
I want to make sure that there's nothing that will come to us courtesy of said thing.
I understand.
But I thought Dr. Richard doesn't believe in that kind of stuff.
No, I mean more of a mechanical sense, actually.
Like a booby trap?
I understand.
I mean, there were plenty of Mexican grandmothers at one point that would give me the evil eye all the time, but I've yet to see it ever come back to me.
I'm not there to say such smart stuff.
Yes, I will roll I would prefer to roll, and I'll spend one in sense trouble.
Spend one? Okay, sounds good. A 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh. So, as you are walking towards it, and after Devin snaps this photo, it's almost an instinct reaction to kind of grab his forearm and kind of pull him away from that. And Devin, unless you resist, Rachel, you will instinctually, as the glyphs kind of click, kind of keep him a distance away. As your brain then registers it into consciousness that those line of symbols usually refer to something that somebody cherishes, and it's something that they will do whatever it takes to keep others from touching, such as booby-trapping it to prevent unwanted openings. Is that something you convey?
Put on armor. You might not want to touch that just yet.
Okay. I guess I could use maybe digital intrusion to see if there's anything like electronically causing the trap. Yeah.
You could, but I'm gonna say because of your investigative ability,
I could tell.
Electronics surveillance, you know that there's just before, as you're kind of going in to try to see maybe it's something I can digitally intrude on. There's no digital component to it.
No, why don't I go grab Evie real quick? She's normally pretty good at the whole glyphs thing. Maybe she can actually translate it, you think?
Okay.
Alright. I will stick my head out the door. Evie! Real quick. Great.
Just sort of gonna just like roll. You're like coming.
Got cookies too in the bag.
Right.
She runs now. It hurts, but she runs.
You jog over, and as you get closer, some of your cult studies kind of kick in, without having to spend, just the knowledge that you've garnered over the years, and something you kind of recognize these glyphs as definitely a form of writing, and it kind of matches what your initial kind of instinct from what you've seen of these, Dr. Rachel, is. It's definitely something that is somebody's marked with those glyphs to say, hey, this is booby trapped. We want to keep track of this to basically make it not fall into the wrong hands. So, you would know that without really having to spend anything. So,
Is there a reason that we are looking at lick warning right now?
Well, I mean, if I imagine she says that in character, this is kind of what the meeting was about, and at least a part of our purpose of being here. We didn't just want to grab somebody for interrogation. We wanted to sort of follow the breadcrumbs, right? Well, this is a pretty damn big breadcrumb. So
A loaf of bread.
it might be a whole loaf. Yeah.
Perhaps
Is there like a large hammer or stick in the hangar, like a large tool, maybe a wrench or something?
You would be able to notice in the other side, kind of on the other side from where those like kind of two weapons are, there are what looks to be like maybe a shovel and what looks to be maybe like a shovel and a pickaxe. There's a couple longish tools you could utilize.
So in classic Devon form, I'm gonna ask the two ladies to step back, and I am going to go ahead and grab the shovel, and from max distance, max reach ish, overhead, swing at the side of the crate.
At the side, just
yeah.
All right, you can do that.
As a reminder, I'm in the car.
Yes, you are in the car. I pictured you staying in the car.
I did ask them to leave the immediate area.
I'm glad the
He was like,
explosion.
step back, and then he went to go swing, and I went, nope, and I grabbed Dr. Rachel, and I just sort of like, nope.
Yeah.
It was ancient Aztec for explosion. Didn't you know that?
Well, you didn't tell me that.
Hey, look at this warning, so hit it with a stick.
You said caution, and I'm going to hit it with a stick.
I love that Devin is just such this technical, precise character, and then just...
Hey, Devin, don't touch the thing. I'm going to touch it.
His patience sometimes gets the better of him. That's the issue.
Yes, it's like, I'm going to hit it with a shovel.
Yep, I'm going to hit it with a shovel.
Don't throw Devin a surprise party. Noted.
So your hit threshold is a 4, right?
Yes.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
Okay. Thankfully, you're far enough away, and I rolled poorly on my second dice roll. So you only take 2 points of health damage as the explosion detonates and shrapnel kind of shreds, kind of just like this line across the torso. It doesn't go very deep, but it does puncture skin.
Yeah.
It kind of harmlessly clatters off the two of you as the top kind of corner buckles, which is what sets off the detonation and trips the wire. A lot of it kind of also is shot almost more down and bounces around on the ground. Also, the impacting and the rebound will also loses enough inertia to where it doesn't shred your legs as well. So you do have a nice line across your torso, but other than that, you're mostly fine.
Is there fire and smoke also, or just?
There is a quick bang, and you can see kind of like a little waft of smoke, but nothing too serious. It's not really a. From what you can tell, it doesn't seem to have a fire component to those here.
So
Rachel's
not
going to
walking away
shake her
from the
head.
slow motion.
Yeah.
Devin, sort of wincing in pain from the explosion, turns and looks at Jazz or Evie and Dr. Rachel with sort of a grin and say, "It's open."
Oh,
Rachel's just gonna shake
gonna
her
walk
head
up
and grab like this spray can of like cane and an ice pack and just like do the ice pack for your stomach.
Why do you even bother patching him up?
then Evie's just gonna Then Evie's gonna go. He'll never learn if you don't let him suffer, and like laugh it out your hands. Bad, Devin. Bad.
Ice pack.
And even and I do sort of want to see the spoils of my rash decision.
All right. So
This had better be good.
Yeah, better be worth it. Devin's gonna flip
Just
out.
some packing material.
He's gonna start shooting everything with a shovel. I'm gonna keep the shovel, by the way.
okay, you can hold on to the shovel. For the purposes, let me.
For the purposes of disarming traps
Yeah.
by swinging heavily.
For the purposes of further attacks with it, it will be. I'm gonna make sure I have the right type of thing. I believe it's gonna be just a instrument, a weapon that will give you I believe, just a -1 to your damage modifier.
Okay.
Smacks me with a shovel.
Because it is a shovel. So, for future attacks on animate or inanimate objects, in case you need to use it. So, as I presume to go open the lid.
In case.
Yeah, and Devin does go up and sort of like wherever the ash or whatever that was in the corner, he sort of brushes it off and then sort of like just rips open the top.
Okay. Yep. You rip open the top. Inside, where you can see kind of the most of the shrapnel went into. There are a lot of punctured, what were once vacuum sealed bags. You can kind of see the seal kind of beginning to disperse as they unvacuum seal from all of these pieces of shrapnel. You see a lot of them, and as you kind of begin to kind of filter through them, there are a lot of vials with liquid, some seeping out of them. All of them seem to be a very similar color. They are mostly clear, have a light blue tint to them. Almost it takes you a second to realize there's even a tint to it.
Does that change for the seepage? Does the color change of the seeping liquid? Or is it still clear?
It does not. It does not. As it seeps into things, the blue tinge kind of becomes a little more apparent as it actually makes contact with something, but it does not further. It does not further change upon exposure to air.
Are you describing this to me real quick?
Yeah. I'm letting you know that there's some seepage. There's some chemical seepage here.
Devin back a hot second.
Yeah.
Like surgical mask things. Please wear this.
Oh, okay, right. And he sort of like slides it over his ears, puts on the mask, and then he like does like a sort of like double take back to Dr. Rachel, and he's like, you know what? Maybe you should like take a look at this. And he steps back.
Mask. I
Okay.
do not feel like breathing this stuff in either.
Yep, gloves on, masks on. You kind of, as you are stepping, you step up and you kind of look in at as it's beginning to seep further into the packaging of the ones that are broken. A lot of the ones further down seem to be fine. You kind of have to like dig out of the way. See Scooter over there diving into the book for some reason. I'm curious as to what he's diving in for. But
Get the melee instructions for a shovel, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
you kind of recognize it to be what looks to be, and it kind of takes you a second to kind of identify it. It's transparent liquid with a light blue tint. It's not going to be, it's not toxic, from what you can kind of gather based upon just looking at it, and from your own medical knowledge. It looks to be some sort of maybe a unique strand of, not a unique strand, but a unique chain of steroids, a steroid booster type material.
Okay.
You'd have to really take it back to your lab to test one of these to find out for sure. Okay, yes. You seal some in a Ziploc bag. You know it won't harm you. If you want to spend, you can from one of your investigative abilities to let you forego going through that process back at the lab, or you can wait till you get back at the lab.
You know, I've got plenty of these. I'm going to say I have technical knowledge in either chemistry or pharmacy.
Chemistry would be the one that you need here.
All right, I will spend a point in chemistry and be able to identify it instantly.
Okay. Taking a couple like swaths of it with like a thing and putting it in kind of like a couple of like petri dishes and a couple other things, and just kind of taking a quick look at how things kind of form and don't and look, and basing it off of some other further knowledge you have, you immediately identify, yes, this is a very specific strand of steroid. One you're kind of certain you saw you kind of are thinking back now, you recall I believe it was Z-Tech, if I have the name right, because I'm blanking on everything tonight. Yes, Z-Tech, awesome, perfect, thank you. Z-Tech really did a push recently in a medical journal, hyping up a new type of steroid for medical purposes. So, and on top of that, you're fairly certain that this is in fact the drug, based upon its kind of composition and what you know of it. Also what you know of Z-Techs and how they structure, how they chain steroids.
Interesting. What specifically, like, is this your standard, like...
It is definitely medical grade
steroid
stuff.
Or like
this is medical
an
grade.
anabolic?
It is I believe it's probably an anabolic steroid, and something that you are 95% certain probably hasn't gone through any sort of realistic vetting process, whatever it is. And it's definitely something that is a very potent variation of it.
Interesting.
So Devin is like getting kind of antsy again, and he's like, "What do you got? What do you have there, Dr. Rachel? What is it?"
Either someone in this gang is trying to create super soldiers, just really interested in cheating in baseball.
How many of those are intact?
Right. Well, this entire crate is filled with them. So I'd imagine, like, with this amount,
it takes
probably...
It takes you a minute to go see how far down the shrapnel is actually penetrated. There are approximately roughly 20 to 25 doses that are intact, unopened bottles. The bottles are approximately like the size of what you'd find like a small thing of Advil. It's about that size, like a small.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this could probably juice up an entire baseball team for a season.
All right, so Devin grabs 5 of those vials.
Okay.
He turns to Evie. Do you want to grab some of these as well?
No, I don't need performance enhancement.
Well, I'm not saying that you do, but maybe we just hold on to this in case the test doesn't go well the first couple times we run in the lab.
Oh. This is like...
And so
what was in the other crate?
Get the shovel.
Yeah, right. so that's fine. Now on top of that, I'm going to sort of turn to Evie and Dr. Rachel and say, based on what David set up here, do you think it would make sense that if this crate, once we're done here, went up in flames?
You know, in hangars like this all the time. Kind of like your gasoline just kind of leaks and then there's a spark, and it's amazing how that happens.
Right?
Okay.
Oh.
Devin
It's a tragedy.
Devin turns to Evie and says, so shovel didn't work great last time. Do you want to address this one differently?
Yeah, I do. See, he learned. Slap the things out of it.
There is, I believe, a mechanic general ability that could perhaps be used.
Like mechanically altering traps. I have that ability.
Yep.
Dude, I did too.
You both did, and you decided to use a shovel.
I also have the shovel ability.
I also have double ability.
One that I don't have to get hurt in, or one that I may get hurt in based on what somebody has told me.
You know, why don't we look at this from an analytical standpoint, Devin?
I will say, with notice, you guys were able to realize that what was different about the lid for the one that had all of those drugs and the marking on the side, it does not have that kind of lid. It has one very similar to the one that you guys saw in the warehouse when you first started out this job. So, a conclusion I would like you to draw is that it's not booby trapped. So
Devin just runs back with the shovel. Ah! and hits the side of the curtain.
There is, I would say, David and Jack, just to let you know kind of what you've heard from outside, over the course past of that little while of this, you've heard a little bit of muffled talking, a clang followed by an explosion, and a brief, quick, kind of sharp bit of pain from Devin, followed by a louder "ah!" and then a much louder clang, which is not followed by an explosion.
My question is, are we getting any of the information that they're about the seeping ooze and
once we get to the car, I mean, you could.
They're not relaying that. You guys are not relaying that information.
Well, you could call.
Yes.
I guess is the best way to put it. You could call from the car.
I'll use the comms at this
I'm
point.
not calling.
Don't worry about it. Devin's just being Devin. It's fine. Brute force method has some unintended results sometimes.
Just hear in the background.
If I'm around, we're always getting drugs, but that's beside the point.
Are all the toxins intact?
Well, some of them ended up being a bit of collateral damage, but we did get some that are intact.
And Devin sort of shoots a glance at Dr. Rachel, like, and mouths, "Why'd you tell him?"
Noted.
The second of the two crates has inside are very similar pharmaceuticals to the one that was at the warehouse. It's mostly Z-Tech stuff. Looks to be kind of various pharmaceutical grade drugs of a variety of kinds. Stuff you've seen before, Rachel, multiple times.
I've got an idea and a thing. I'm gonna both things in my bag with all the various drugs and cocktaily things that we found. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go back to our crazy guy that's unconscious in the SUV. I kind of would like to take a from this guy too.
A bit of what?
Like blood.
Okay.
I want to drop.
Okay.
Curious.
Gotcha. Go
I'm
ahead.
half wondering if he was a little off, didn't he?
A little bit.
On these things.
I mean, that would probably explain the. Just as like the.
Hole initially? Potentially, yes. Which, by the way, we probably should actually get that fixed at some point. We need to go back to the safe house. I have a real, like, setup.
Oh, it's fine. It's.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Okay.
Okay. So, you're gonna go back to take samples of his blood. What else are you guys doing in the hangar before we wrap that scene up?
I honestly don't think there is anything to do in a hangar other than just like. Ever he.
So was destroying the crates on the agenda?
Stop the shipment.
So, I'm gonna start walking back to the SUV, but I guess we have to sort of split this due to the extra body in the SUV. So I know we're planning to take 2 vehicles anyway. How do you want to?
Well, you guys do have
guess,
3 rows in the SUV because
That's
that's in the back row is where your lovely individual. I'm great with names, guys. I'm great with.
It's fine.
I don't think you ever named him, actually.
No.
Yep.
Captured guy.
No.
We haven't talked to him.
Not the other guy. I'm talking about the person from your session 0.
Oh, he's not with us.
No, he's
Richie's
not.
not
But no, yeah, but that's where you stored Richie.
Richie.
In session 0 was in that 3rd row of
Yeah.
seats.
All
So
right.
you have a 3rd row. So
Yes, we do.
you can put somebody back there.
Yeah. So I'm calling shotgun on the way back and snapping pictures of the license plates on those vans if they are.
They're both Nevada. They're both Nevada plates, both kind of truck plates. But yes, you can do that.
I don't think you deserve shotgun. You had hit it with a shovel.
Devin turns to Evie. He's like, called it.
I'll
Do you want to grab maybe the registrations out of the suckers too? See if they're owned by Z-Tech? I'm half curious if they're owned by them or if they're owned by somebody else.
So are you grabbing them out? Are you grabbing those out?
Well, I'm just calling out to someone to grab them.
Did I lose everybody? Has everything gone tits up?
Hello, Fen.
Hello.
Are you with this, Fen?
I'm with you. I'm trying to see if on my stream. The stream apparently did not. I lost all of you guys, but the stream is fine. So, because I was like staring at. I was like, "Am I losing frames? Is everything going tits up? Am I losing my internet? Is this what's happening?" No, just Zoom and Discord decided to mess up at the same time. So
Anytime.
So yeah, I'll grab the registrations.
Okay.
But realizing now that I probably lost shotgun to Evie because, and I just sort of like, yeah, I'll grab them. I mean,
So you're actually going in and like taking the registration out of the vehicles?
yeah, I'm just gonna snap pictures though. I'm gonna leave everything intact. And I still have my handy dandy rubber gloves on from Dr. Rachel. So
okay. As you open up the first one, you're able to see the registration, snap a picture of it. It looks to be kind of registered with. You can kind of see really quickly that it is registered with Z-Tech. The second one does not have a registration card in it. So
okay.
awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
So then who's I guess Evie and I are probably going in the second vehicle, right? Because we have the 2
take
vehicles.
the other vehicle, remember?
Okay, we're not. Oh, right. Okay, cool. Everybody piling the SUV then.
It sounds like you want to take a second vehicle.
No, it's not that I do. I just thought that we had like a second one in tow, and I didn't want to
Okay.
keep one of our vehicles.
No.
No, I was talking about
No, it's
the
not.
other car a lot last session because
Uh,
I was trying to make sure that because some people I was trying to make sure that they didn't know the people that that the car belonged to.
yeah.
That's
So,
the problem.
So as I approach the car, is the shotgun still available?
I'm lounging
So-
in it now. Like
So I
shovel boys don't get shotgun. Like,
so Devin sort of like knocks on the back window of the SUV, and for essentially for Jack to pop it open, and then he just sort of into the third row of seats from the back, and as he sort of sits upright, he's like, "Hey Jack, heads up," and I grab one of the steroid vials and toss it up to Jack.
Hey, thanks.
And as you roll into the back, you will see David there, still in the same position.
Oh, you're
with his
still
pistol.
you're in the back seat.
Yeah, we haven't. We
Oh,
haven't
So,
done that.
so it's like completely awkward then. And then what happens is I sort of roll into the back and like I land like awkwardly onto you, like my shoulder lands onto your lap.
Which is perfectly fine because I've got my pistol still in the guy's gut. But you'll notice that I'm wearing a black hazmat suit, in the exact same position. And I'm just gonna use preparedness. I have an 8 in preparedness.
Okay.
I had a hazmat suit. I got the radio call, and I'm just in the same position. You shove him a little bit, but David doesn't
Yeah.
move.
And David said, "Oh, David, sorry, David, sorry."
All of us. This is fantastic. Anyways,
So you wanted to draw blood from the guy, right? Can I have you make a medic roll for me, please?
oh goodness.
Okay.
Medicine. Oh, I don't want to expend my medicine points on this.
Hey,
I don't want to keep that.
so is everything in that we want destroyed in flames currently?
And then Jack says that in character, and Devin's
Yeah.
like, "Oh," and he sort of like crawls out of the back again.
With your
you are the worst
with your
argument
fragged up
ever.
clothes and your gloves and
Yeah, everything's like torn up, and like he's just like, "Oh," and he sort of walks back over and sets it ablaze, and then.
So,
and then walks
am I
back
rolling
to the
for
door.
medic? Is that what I'm rolling for?
That is what you're
Or-
rolling for.
I don't want to expend points for this
Oh, no.
because I like this. Because they normally that's what I use for healing, guys. I can't. I'll spend 1.
Okay. You'll spend 1.
You guys better not get another shootout tonight, or we're in trouble.
It's okay. I got
Promise
this
you
shovel. Okay.
So bad. It's a 6
It's a 6. Okay.
that's great.
plus 1.
After drawing blood, he seems to maintain stable vitals. Just from your, I would say since you're in the van, or the SUV, excuse me, his blood is a little darker than you'd expect it, given his, where you pulled it from, that sort of thing. Other than that, though, it seems to be, it has the same consistency that you expect it to. Devin over there. And as you guys drive away, the hangar begins to catch fire as the rest of the hangar begins to start to light up as the crates where the fire, I'm guessing you started this fire, have gotten enough ablaze to where they catch on to other things, and you see the metal kind of warp as the thermal, like the layering on the inside is what really catches flame first.
Oh my gosh, can we please make this into a t-shirt too?
As you drive away,
Just a hanger and then flames.
where are you guys going? Jack, where are you taking people? Because you are the driver.
Let's go to the abandoned house.
Okay. You go to
Wait,
the
the abandoned house or our safe house?
I was thinking that maybe we wouldn't take him to the safe house
Okay.
because then it's not safe.
Okay. Got it. We're taking-
However,
we're going.
I am open to other recommendations.
Oh.
Ooh.
Abandoned house is perfect.
was gonna say, can I use Streetwise for me working and knowing like basically I know this town, like abandoned houses or houses that are for sale that aren't really paid attention, houses in development, that type of thing.
Okay, so you want to use your Streetwise?
Some place if we were, I don't know, maybe to torture this person, they wouldn't hear the screams. I mean, I don't know.
It's a housing complex that's in development, because then there'll be not only tools we can do, but unearthed ground that we can just bury the body in case.
Yeah, you know, happy sunshine and rainbows type of thinking here.
You know, in case he wants to build a sandcastle.
Yeah. Right.
We're just really making her juice bar right now, guys.
Well, I got the shovel, so it won't be that hard to break ground. So.
Either way, director, is it okay if I use it to make these that?
Let me see.
I'm gonna hand the aloe vera over to Devin. He'll probably need that.
And Devin's like, you can't reach it from there, Evie. He sort of like squirts it onto his chest. Rubbing it in.
Wade, kind of refresh my memory. Can you spend points to create advantages with your investigative abilities? I want to say yes as a directive thing.
What do you want to accomplish here?
She wants to accomplish finding a location to take your third party, second party, I don't know, third party, the person that you've kept with you. Trying to recall a location using Streetwise that you could do it.
I would think so. It's not something I would call bend on, but either like city knowledge or Streetwise. You know, you might say, yeah, you know a good place.
Yeah, okay. I agree with that. I'd say you know a good place. I don't think you need to spend it, because it's just recalling an area.
So where's the good place, Evie, since you know it?
I know the perfect place we can interrogate this guy. It's kind of just where I end up sometimes. Just, you're going to want to take a left on Birch Street right here. Right? No, here.
All right. Street.
There's a honk of a horn as you are making a very abrupt right turn from a car behind you. But you do make your way.
I'm transporting a captive here.
Bad.
You see like this old Buick just kind of driving, and they just kind of like somebody just kind of leaves an old grandma. Huh? As it drives away. You do eventually.
Devin sort of just kind of staring at Dave.
Oh my gosh, I'm losing people again. The stream looks fine. I'm just losing everybody else. I'm very confused.
I'm like, what? I'm here, Fen. I swear.
I'm here. Hi.
You're good. Animated, you're fine.
Yes.
But yeah, just as a note, Devin is just sort of like taking in David, trying to figure out whatever he can about him, just through mannerisms and stuff. Especially after that sort of like near miss with the vehicle, like how David reacted to that.
So David hasn't really broken composure, but you will hear it's kind of muffled in the hazmat mask, but you can hear him saying, "Evie, our intentions are in alignment."
Devin sort of scoots a little bit further over to the right of his chair, and just sort of like relaxes in with the aloe sort of seeping into his wound, and he just sort of tries to get a little bit of a cat nap in the back of the vehicle.
Awesome. Say another about
so much pull right now.
There's about 10 minutes pass as you all finish driving into your way to this in development area. Currently nobody working. There's nobody else. It's a what looks to be a like partially built house that has been since the construction has stopped. There are still a litany of bricks, concrete bricks that kind of line one side where a wall has started to form. And there's some unearthed dirt that has just been displaced behind kind of where they want this basement to maybe be. It's only been partially taken out though, and that's kind of where the dirt seems to be, where that process has gotten to.
And I'm sort of snapping a little awake, and I see we're pulling up to this thing, and I'm like, really, a unfinished foundation is where we're doing this dirty work?
Yes, princess, and if it's not clean enough, I can put down a tarp.
Well, I was just thinking acoustics, because I'm sure Davy's gonna make this guy wail.
Oh.
Keep your shovel handy, Devin.
You also know that most of this, and it's something you kind of, Jack, you've definitely been seeing. I would say probably Evie as well. Rachel, I say you probably also catch glimpses of it. There are a lot of for sale signs around this area. This area is mostly abandoned and kind of been...
And Devin, if that's relayed to Devin,
Just haunted
Devin
house
just sort of
entire-
Devin just sort of like says, "Oh, sorry, just not familiar with this area."
Do you mind if I flavor a little bit?
Sure. Flavor it. Add some spice.
Yeah, it's going to get spicy. Like, as far as acoustics is concerned, this housing development got given up on a few months ago, and before I hung out here a lot. If nobody woke up from me, I don't think they're going to wake up from him.
I trust you, Evie. I trust you.
Oh, you fool. And then I'm going to, like, get off the car.
And Devin sort of does like a...
All right, unplug all of your televisions before you go to bed around here, folks. This is Poltergeist City, clearly.
You don't believe in those things.
But the movie's very good.
All right.
Seems like the superstition centers seep into Dr. Rachel at this point.
I mean, I like horror movies. Like, those are always great.
It's always the ones that don't believe that are the first that are possessed. I'm sorry if I have to punch you.
All right. You guys are at a unfinished unfinished house in a mostly abandoned part of town, with an individual that you guys have knocked out is still stable. You can still kind of see his breathing very kind of not very deep but existent, as his chest kind of expands and then proceeds to kind of deflate.
Okay.
Okay. As I'm trying to get out of the back, I actually tap David on the shoulder and I say, "Hey, David, it's kind of a long shot, but do you have something I can holster the shovel in?"
I was thinking about that. Hold my gun.
And I just sort of like, I
No,
grab it.
No. Aim it at him.
And Devin's like, oh, right. So he puts two hands on it and aims at target.
Thank you. And he goes into his bag, pulls out like it's like a leather strap. It has like little ties on each end, and he says, "This may do."
And
May
I
I
sort of
retrieve my gun.
yeah, of course. And I sort of hand it back to him, and I take the leather strap.
I'm supposed to say thank you.
No, I think it's and I'm just like, okay, never mind.
Just take it.
Yeah, I just take it, and I just tie it up, and I'm guessing sort of like a guitar type of like thing.
Yeah, it's basically, I mean, it is something you could see it was kind of like modified to hold like a larger rifle or something but it is like a guitar strap, with like the buckle, the buckle guitar straps, that
like the big thick ones. Yeah.
And the strap. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
It's
So yeah,
exactly.
so I tie it up and put the guitar strap, buckle forward, shovel facing up at an angle for my back, and get out of the vehicle.
All right. So you all are stepping out of the vehicle. with your subject in tow.
He is still unconscious.
Yes. Currently, at the moment, he is still unconscious. So,
All right, I'm gonna use that
I offered to
surveillance
help Jack,
again.
and I offered to help Jack move him out.
Yeah.
So,
in what orientation
kind of-
did
kind
you
of
tie
drag
this
him.
individual?
Hands behind back and tied his ankles.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So ankles and then ties being
Yeah.
carried by the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes, doctor.
I'm gonna do that same thing that we did at the last house. Do a quick little walk around, see if there's anything, any sort of surveillance.
okay. Are you trying to be
Okay.
stealthy about it?
Always stealthy. But I'm
Then-
not investigating. I'm just investigating.
So, are you trying to notice or are you trying to surveillance?
Surveillance can be used to see if people are
Yes.
surveilling us.
Yes.
So,
So surveillance.
surveillance.
So go ahead and roll me a surveillance roll, please. Because it's a general ability.
Cool. I dip 2 points into that. Yikes. Okay, that's a 5.
5? Okay. You make a quick trip around the block. Kind of matching what Evie has said and kind of what you kind of are guessing from the amount of for sale signs. Nobody's really here. There's no cars you see enter. There's no cars you see leave. There's no cars in any of the driveways of the houses nearby.
okay.
There's nobody here. So,
None of those like little signs that say sponsored by home security, whatever the fuck.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need like security RS like getting accidentally tripped or something.
There's
or
no,
like they
there's,
go on-
there's no security things. There's a bunch of for sale signs, and that's about it.
Oh,
And we're heading into a house that is under construction. That
Yes.
is being built. Yeah.
Basically,
Okay.
a foundation.
Yep, where the foundation has been set, and then there's been partial walls constructed up a certain amount. So,
Just cinder block, right?
Yep.
No flooring for the first level.
Nope.
That's what I'm envisioning here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still like wood on the outside.
not even that. Just cinder
no,
block. Just
Yeah.
concrete
they-
blocks.
They just laid. Yeah.
Yep, stacked up
They
to
just
form
laid-
walls.
And technically, if you want a visual, we're actually going slightly underground, but the above us is exposed. There's no first floor laid yet. It's
Mhm.
just the cinder block frame of
Okay.
the. And very likely, they still didn't even pour the concrete for the floor of the basement. It's just dirt.
Yes, yeah, it's just been the section that's been kind of charted out to be poured, but no, nothing has been poured. Some of the dirt has kind of begun to fall into where the basement has been initially been excavated. So,
Yeah. Got it.
for the purposes of this, I think it fits enough for what I want for a controlled space and a secure hold on the prisoner for using the
Okay.
interrogation rules. So I think that it works for me, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so you have a prisoner, you have a secured place, you have a secure hold on him. What are you guys doing?
Devin's gonna actually kind of not peace out, but he's gonna help attach and secure the prisoner, and then he's gonna leave the foundation and head up back to the car.
Okay.
And just sort of stand watchish.
Okay.
And before you secure him and everything,
Mm-hmm.
David's hands come out and he's holding the exact color of all of the zip ties you have in case you needed some more.
Right. And Devin doesn't really look at the exact color per se. He just reaches into the bag and grabs whatever is readily available.
We are not in alignment, you and I.
And Devin sort of says, a little bit under his breath, "No shit, Sherlock."
All right.
And you could tell David does not get the
No,
not at all.
Because it is 11:30. I want to take a quick 5-minute break before we dive into interrogation for all of us?
We're getting a human?
To go human.
Okay.
So I figure it's a good spot before we dive into more of that. So we'll head over to a quick 5-minute break here. So all of you on the stream, feel free to go human. We're gonna go do the same thing. I'm gonna turn up some music, and we'll see you all momentarily. So stick with us.
Yay!
All right.
There was a chat thing that came up. So.
Okay. Well, welcome back, everybody. We're back from break, diving into an interrogation scene of one of our individuals. I'm glad we've kept it together for all of 2 seconds.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay. That being said, welcome back, everybody, both on stream and all of you. Last we left off, we had dragged our lovely unconscious individual that you all dragged with you into the basement area of the foundation of a house. Devin, you were going off to kind of keep watch from up top.
Yeah, I'm up at the vehicle.
Okay. Where are the rest of you going to be in this scene?
Well, as someone who,
Yeah,
yeah,
David's gonna walk directly right up to him. Hazmat, still in full hazmat. Now has one of his blades drawn. But walks up very subtly. Is he awake at this point?
Still unconscious, from what you can tell.
Can wake him up.
Doctor?
I am. Yeah, I'm down with I'm down with everybody. Seeing as how I am one of the people.
Mm-hmm.
I will be on hand to assist.
Okay, so the three of you down there. Evie, where are you in this scene?
I, in the scene, would like to be, our guy, our guest. I would be like to flanking his left, just to keep an eye on his movements, his breathing, make sure, like, just kind of watching him. There's she knows how to read people. It's kind of like a little lie detecting going on. She doesn't, because I want her to be able to do.
Okay.
Just kind of be there to watch him.
Gotcha. You can definitely do that. So you'll have Evie on his left. And we have all four of the rest of you down there, with the exception of Devin, who's currently up top, kind of keeping watch from the vehicle. So how are you guys going to open up this conversation?
Doctor, would you
right.
do the honors of waking this gentleman?
Well, I guess I'd have enough medical knowledge to know roughly how much adrenaline I can get this guy to wake him up.
Yeah, you know that pretty easily. How much would reliably and realistically wake him up. So.
All right. So we'll just bum me too much.
Okay. So you put in enough.
I'll mention that to everyone so that they,
I'll prepare. Can I prepare, like, not prepare anything, but like stand with like my weapon drawn?
Yeah, you can.
Can I have one of my knives in my hand?
Yes, I'd say two of you have blades
Right.
currently. And as you are, you just inject it into kind of like his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Inject it into his arm. Give it about 20-30 seconds for it to distribute throughout his system before his eyes kind of flash open. He kind of slumps forward, immediately kind of tries to lift himself up, unable to move his feet the way he's supposed to because he's tied at the ankles. Begins trying to move his arms, unable to do so either. Begins kind of looking around a little bit frantically at this point, and just looking at it all and goes, "What the fuck? What's going on?"
There's a hazmat, like,
Yes.
right in front of his face, just
Yes, that's-
staring right at him.
He just kind of looks at it and goes, "Where the fuck am I? What the fuck? Wait, what are you guys doing? What the?" He's just kind of trying to move his arms, like, "The fuck?"
I wouldn't do that.
And I take my blade with my right hand
Mhm.
to the right side of his neck, shave whatever
There's like a
stubble
like
he has.
a little bit. He hasn't shaved in a few days, and a little
He
bit.
just-
It comes out. It does come off.
David shaves it. Answering her questions is your only option. And then I step away.
Okay.
I don't know if we want an intimidation to where
I wouldn't say you need to roll for it or use
Okay.
a point. I would say just having it is, I would say, enough. And he kind of gets the mouth and goes, huh? Like, visibly seeing the black knife kind of, you know, he's felt that. He kind of just, all right. He kind of looks like a little over. Doesn't moves more his eyes more than his head because he doesn't want to make any quick movements. And he kind of goes, what questions do you have?
All right. You were transporting a very big shipment of something. Too.
I feel like your idea of big and my idea of big are different.
Well,
But-
we can get to where the bigger source is later.
Yeah, sure.
Irving?
Either way. Yes, I was moving drugs.
All right, great.
Kind of
So-
what the biker gang is one of the more legitimate businesses we run.
Oh, good. So we were looking for a certain individual that works for that biker gang. And refresh my memory.
And right before he answers that, he does look over to Evie. We're still in the same room, right?
Yes, yeah, she's next to you guys.
And in that conversation, I look at Evie and go, his only option. And then turns around and goes, Monique L. Nacombe, doctor.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. You know, details are always my thing, not really my strong suit. Which is funny because I'm a doctor.
That's
Have you seen this guy before?
Monique. I've heard the name. I haven't worked with him personally. He
Well, he
kinda-
seems to have seen town.
Yeah, that's what the word around the gang was. He's one of the head operations dudes. And he skipped town for one reason or another. Nobody's been able to get a hold of him.
Yeah, why?
I couldn't tell you.
Went south. Something had to have gone south recently.
Yeah, something. I mean, I assume there's something that went south, which is why he has since left town. I unfortunately don't know what happened to him or why he's gone dark on everybody that has once had contact with him.
Well, the boss is really angry with him for one reason or another. I mean, certainly
Yeah,
you've heard
'cause-
something from him.
Yeah, because we had to reorganize our entire fucking thing because a lot of it relied on him.
What was he in charge of?
Operations.
All right, operations of what? Just moving drugs?
Of
Or was there more than that?
You don't. Okay. Let me start from the top. Monique runs operations for the entirety of the Prospect City area for our drug stuff. Little drug idea.
Mhm. And does he work for Z-Tech and
Yeah,
you? Or
uh,
just you?
He's a contractor for Z-Tech. I mean, most of us
Oh.
are. That's the nice thing about running a legitimate business on top of owning a biker gang. Is you
On top of the ridge of the foundation, you guys hear me start shoveling dirt with my shovel.
Doc, you mind if I ask a question?
For it.
So, why would a pharmaceutical company be cooperating with a biker gang to move product?
Because we own the damn thing.
Impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it was built. I mean, at the same time, we built the motorcycle gang became more of a legitimate gang and more of a motorcycle club, I guess you want to call it that these days. That's when we also, our owners, founded Z-Tech. So I'm told. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but
So who are these drugs made for anyways? These are some pretty powerful steroids here. And I do the thing where I shake one of the vials.
he kind of looks at it and goes, They're for one of our more exclusive clientele.
Hmm. Are they designer drugs, or are you, is there a specific reason they are looking for these?
They've got a need, and us, as business people, fill that need.
Hmm.
We have the supply, they have the demand. Works
So,
well for both of us.
So why can't they just get a prescription like anyone else? Why all the cloak and dagger?
Because the reason that they need it is not the most. I mean, if it got out on a bigger scale and somebody was asking for prescription drugs of a concoction of vials on top of a very unique set of steroids, probably wouldn't go over very well.
Can I ask a question?
By all means, you may.
No, I'm sorry. Evie looks to Dr. Rachel and asks, "Do you mind if I ask something?"
Oh, I mean, go right ahead. I don't need to run this entire investigation.
Okay. What do you guys do when you lose a shipment? What normally happens?
Oh, usually whoever had that shipment will lose their heads. Thankfully,
Exactly.
I don't know that I'll be alive long enough to lose mine.
Who normally does the losing?
Who really does the losing? I mean,
Who normally does the taking?
if I,
Punishes you.
well, give me 1 second, so I can find it.
Can I, because David was listening, but the only thing that really perked his attention was when he spoke of not knowing where Monique is, and what happened to Monique, and also his step back a few feet when Dr. Rachel was shaking the vial. Made him a little nervous, but he does want to kind of understand if bullshitting about Monique, the where's about a Monique.
If he's bullshitting about Monique,
Yeah,
it's pretty
about
easy
Monique.
to tell that he's pretty honest about it.
Okay.
And it kind of solidifies the kind of he's gone missing, and they want him to stay missing, but at the same time, it sounds like nobody really knows where he went off to or what's happening to him. So, but also to answer your question, Evie, he always goes, the boss usually dishes that out to whoever needs to, and then we usually don't see him again.
So, you know anything about maybe some cases where particularly harsh penalties are called for, and maybe somebody shows up who, I don't know, dispatches people in unusual ways?
Unusual ways.
Yeah, like just hypothetically, maybe appear out of nowhere, suddenly people are dead, suddenly people are gone.
I mean, I know a few people who can do that rather well, if they need to.
Would you like my resume, Jack?
He kind of just
I can
looks
have
at
it
you.
in a I can have it in a form of a resume or a CV if you'd like.
No, we're good, David, because you're very good. You're very good at what you do. But just let me be square with you. Sorry, what's your name?
Kind of
What can I call you?
coughs a little bit. Let me see. didn't give him a name, so I'll go find him one real quick. Do.
Let me check gang member name generator.
Fantasy name generator, gang names. Victor Drabik.
Victor? I've seen some footage, security camera footage, of a death that didn't seem entirely normal in a warehouse recently.
I mean,
And that was connected to a Z-Tech.
connected to Z-Tech? I guess
Yeah.
the murderer was connected to Z-Tech, or...
The warehouse, the murderer, the victim.
Oh, you're talking about the one by the docks. Not the docks, but the warehouse district.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kind of new
Yeah.
to the area.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, I know that we usually will. That's where our last placement of our regular shipments go, and that's where they usually get distributed to whoever, whatever pharmaceutical company or reseller needs them. So usually that's where we'll send them off to supermarket chains, various pharmacy companies. So that's why there's a murder there. I'm guessing somebody got either nosy or, I don't know, somebody was in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong individual.
Well, interestingly enough, one of your Brecker Gang members was actually there and was maybe mortally wounded there.
Maybe mortally wounded there? Well,
Maybe.
Depends on which biker gang member you're talking about.
Oh, let's see, was it Jimmy? Jimmy, that was his name, I think. Richie was the kid.
Richie was a kid. The individual I think you're looking for who has the membership to the Zed Code Sam Motorcycle Club is Lionel.
What, Lionel?
Yes.
That's right. Names. Again, details. I'm a doctor. I never remember any of those.
I wonder how you keep a license, to be honest, but...
I'm much better with numbers, I guess.
So as he says that, he does look over. Doctor, I think they call him a Weisenheimer.
Yeah, he seems like it.
Shall I speak to him again?
You see his eyes kind of go wide. He goes, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good."
Right. So, have you seen Lionel recently at all?
I mean, no, he's just one of the motorcycle dudes. He's one of the regular members. He's not contracted.
What about Lewis Powell?
Lewis Powell.
Yeah, he was the boss there, and weird. He's missing too.
Gotcha. So Lewis Powell's missing. Lionel's also missing?
Well, he's also missing a lot of blood, too, so it's probably not good.
Lewis Powell. Oh, Lewis. Yeah, Louis. Yeah, I saw him a little while ago. Was it about a couple weeks ago? He was at one of the meetups, I believe.
All right, so
That a weird connection.
here's what we saw go down at the warehouse. So Lionel gets hurt, maybe mortally wounded, and then suddenly this weird guy shows up out of nowhere, and then suddenly Lewis is gone, and there's a whole lot of Lewis's blood on the floor.
Louis gone.
And that's all she wrote. And this doesn't ring any bells? Something unusual that kind of maybe you've heard stories about?
Not off the top of my head. At the same time, He kind of is thinking for a minute and goes, "What kind of appearing, disappearing act are we talking?"
Like, honestly, like it's nothing I've ever seen. He's just like poof, he's there, like in a blur,
And then he's just disappears again.
then just disappears again. And that's pretty fucking weird.
Hmm. Kind of looks around to you all. And goes, "Well, if someone took out Louis, nobody's gonna be happy about that. Because Louis was liked." And they just kind of show up. Did Louis disappear too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Could this be one of your clients?
I don't think it'd be one of my clients. Because if it were one of my clients, they would not. Well, if it was one of the clientele that we sell these to, they wouldn't leave that kind of trace.
Mm.
If they were one of the ones that work for my clientele, I say my, it's really ours, but whatever, fuck it. We'd you wouldn't just see them appear and disappear out of nowhere. So whoever it was, it's starting to sound like somebody who can kind of do this. And then he just vanishes.
Stab all types of air, homie. Like, what?
Before, as you are like going to stab, he goes, no. And then he reappears. I'm not unstabbable. And I'm trying to keep my life for at least a little while longer.
Stop. But I don't move the knife from how close it gets to him. Next
Doctor?
time, there'll be a shorter distance.
Doctor,
Yeah.
I would prefer to be part of our club. We are a club, right? Like the motorcycle club?
Sure, yeah.
So playing nice will help me be part of the club, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, if you get in good with them, you could.
Doctor?
Eventually.
Will peopling with Victor make me a part of our club?
He goes, what do you mean by that?
He's just
Eventually, yes.
staring just at Dr. Rachel.
No, it's
He doesn't even hear what's going on with Victor.
over to Evie. Peopling's a good thing, right?
Blink is a good thing. It means if he interacts with him in a normal way.
All right, good. Then yeah, peopling's a good thing.
Peopling's a good thing. He tucks away his knife, pulls out his pistol, puts it up. I want to be part of our club. And starts walking directly towards him to shoot him in the head.
I forgot what his peopling meant.
Wait. Hold on.
He goes,
Why don't we not people him just yet?
No, we don't want to people. That's not the kind of people
All right. Now, there's got to be a completely normal explanation exactly why you did the thing. No, there are no mirrors around here. It's completely pitch black. You seem to be a completely normal corporeal being.
No.
What drugs are you on, and how did you do that?
No amount of drugs did that. I don't take the supply I sell.
You all still here on the ridge.
It's just a shoveling.
Every day I'm shoveling.
Evan's blowing his back out right now, taking I don't know how many home.
I mean, depends on how much you actually show.
Sciatica. He is just asking for a flare up. That's what he's doing.
Inner Shia LaBeouf right now. He's just gonna.
All right. So you've told us what it's not. Maybe tell us what it is.
Well, if he can do that, which it sounds like he might be able to, he potentially could. In theory, that's how he appears and disappears, at least. Which also then limits it down to a list of people that is quite shorter than any list you'll find elsewhere. And even then, I think that list shortens even further. Because out of all the people that I know that has the capability of doing such a thing, nobody I know would leave that kind of trace. So, I'm not saying Monique might be your guy. I'm just saying he's the only person that's unaccounted for in the past 48 hours that I know that could do it. That I don't think he would leave a trail either, but he's also the only person I can't account for.
You guys hear over the radio, guys, what the hell's going down there? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, Devin, you might want to come join the party before David starts peopling.
Wait, you wanted people?
Forgot what that meant for him.
And all of a sudden, you just hear, all you hear is like, the building stops. And you just see Devin like sort of like running down the hill as fast as he can. Is like almost like trickling down into the foundation of this building, and like you see the dust kicking up or mud or whatever the situation is right now. And then he sort of like he keeps his feet, but he comes down into the foundation. He's like, David, no peopling yet. What's going on? What's going on?
You can see you see the individual that's tied up. You just kind of look over and go. Is he with you guys? I mean, he doesn't point because his hands are tied by his back. Because he goes, right. So that's my guess. I don't know if it's right. I don't know what else goes into that. But
so, to recap.
Yeah, Devin sort of has to be read in.
You know,
you are filled in.
You know, some people who can do that.
Yes.
And the only one that's unaccounted for is Monique, and you have no idea where he is.
No, nobody does. That's kind of why we're all concerned.
Mm-hmm. And you still haven't explained how you're doing this.
It's a trade secret. And he kind of winks.
So, Devin's sort of like scratching his big fro. You know, he's like, okay, well, you said there's a list, right? Could you give me that list?
Yeah. And he, lists off a group of names. Monique's in there, as well as, both your friend, Jack, as well as the boss that presides over him, are both also on this list. And he goes, and I'll get you that list here in a moment. But for the sake of time and ease of things, and it's the rest of the names aren't really that important, I don't think, unless you want them to be. They aren't important from my perspective.
Okay.
So, Megan goes, that's the list. It's about a dozen names long.
So, you winked with the trade secret, and you guys run Z-Tech. I kind of get where you're coming from. What's the combination of drugs?
I like I told your friend over here, the one who I've seen around before. We don't use our own supply.
Well, since you're not, well, let me put it this way. Since David is really good at peopling,
You gotta check
the way you answer the next question, and I think if you take a look over at my friend David over here,
I don't need to look at him again then.
the way you answer my next question is kind of the way that I decide how much David really wants to people.
Sure.
What's the trade secret?
He just kind of chuckles and goes, I don't know that you, I mean, what I already showed you is kind of out there. Trade secret.
One more opportunity.
One more opportunity?
One
Okay.
more opportunity.
Let me be clear.
What's the trade?
The trade?
What is the trade
Your life.
to what the secret belongs to?
Your life for powers that you can never dream of.
And Devin sort of comes back on his heels a bit on that. He thinks about it. David, I want to see what peopling does to this guy.
Victor, I have only one question.
I have an answer.
Will it only take one of my bullets to kill you?
You'll have to catch me first. And then he vanishes again.
And he fires 3 shots.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an attack.
Because as soon as he vanishes, see, where's my abilities? So okay, I'll just roll straight attack because I'm just rolling. I'm doing like a middle mass.
Okay.
3 shots.
I think, yep, that's where you'll hit him the easiest.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah. Well, he disappeared, so of course I had it on his head, but it disappeared. I went to mass to do 3. Come on, baby. Son of a bitch. I rolled a 1.
Did you add anything to it?
No, I did not. We
Okay.
haven't refreshed, right?
Nope.
We haven't.
We haven't reviewed.
No. Yeah, so I couldn't. I had
Okay.
0 in shooting.
The 3 shots ping against the dirt, kicking it up and sending it flying back against the wall. You guys, all of you, feel an intense amount of wind push almost down against you as you fire off these shots, and then he comes back out. He's now currently about 10, maybe borderline 15 feet in the air, as powerful wings that are twice the length of his arm span are currently pushing him upward into the night sky. And he goes,
Jesus.
like I said, you'll have to catch me.
I don't
And then
think he's Jesus, Jack.
and then he continues to fly up, pushing harder, and vanishes once again.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
Devin just says, "Shit."
Can I still
okay?
be
Are you-
part of our club, Doctor?
Yeah, that's cool. You can do whatever you want.
Dr. Rachel,
Oh. Yeah?
what kind of equation you have for that?
All of those movements are just in character right now. Like,
I need I may not be a roll. I think just your knowledge in occult studies will work. Evie, based off of knowledge, and really a book that you kind of remember, almost how you kind of got into maybe some of this mess, and by proxy this mess tonight. This definitely seems like a Camazotz. At least it follows the same pattern and the same idea of abilities based upon your occult studies.
thank you. I'm going to now scream that. Camera goes. just screaming it. She's like, "No, this is not a thing. This is a thing. I feel like you owe me money. We never officially bet, but I feel like you owe me money. And no, David, you can't do anything you want. What do you mean? Everyone, this is some." She's just all going off.
Dr. Rachel's just gonna like that kind of disbelief sort of way, like I've never seen anything like it. And then just start walking up the hill, kind of mostly dissociated at this point, back up to the SUV.
Devin has not let his eyes leave the sky. BT dubs.
Mhm.
I will also start sort of tripping my way up to the vehicle.
You keep kind of trip your way up. You stumble a couple times, find your footing. Nothing appears kind of in that evening sky as you continue to kind of watch as you make your way to the car.
Guys, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, good call.
This stupid grin on her face. Like, she is like, this is, I'm so excited I could pee.
I start to, like, sort of trotting to the car, and then that turns into running, then scrambling.
Yeah. I actually try to open. I'm like trying to open the door, and Jack must have locked it when we went down. And I'm like, Jack.
I'm working on it.
Jack.
She just takes like another handful of like gauze pads. Evie, you patch up. We need to fix that when we get back. Ripping. Much. You'll rip
She
the
can't.
stitches.
She's just like,
You're going to rip the stitches. Really. I know you can't feel it, but really, you're going to rip the stitches.
this is like a kid on sugar. She just like,
You also,
Yeah,
all of you, because you were all very close to him when it happened, lose 3 points of stability.
Yeah.
Right.
oh, let's see what that does.
Actually, sorry,
Yeah,
4, because it was up close.
What?
Sorry, it was up close, so it was 4.
No.
Sorry.
Stability is the like level.
Yes, the second stat. Are you all doing okay?
I am at. You said 4, right?
Yes.
I'm at 2.
Okay.
I'm actually
I'm at 6.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 1 left.
Gotcha.
I'm a 3.
And you guys are all okay for the moment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we
and
have
I just,
yoga
like,
at
haul
sunrise
ass back to the safe
tomorrow.
house.
Okay. You all haul us back to the safe house.
Yes,
Yay,
indeed.
only slightly traumatized.
David makes sure that he packs away his gun,
Mm-hmm.
picks up the shell casings, tucks them away before we walk away.
Okay. As you all leave,
Like,
just-
nothing to see here. All he takes is his zip ties, puts them back. Just make sure. Nope. David was
You
not
almost
there.
let David people.
Yep,
forget
David was not there.
And
I
Evie's just
couldn't believe
in
you guys
her
forgot
phone.
what people it was. It was great that I was on the top of the hill and I couldn't hear that because I was in my window over here going, let him people.
Because all I remembered was what peopling for Evie, because that's what started that whole conversation, is that we're supposed to teach each other how we people. So I went, oh yeah, peopling.
I was gonna be part of the club.
Yeah.
all right. So
You could just be searching in her phone away.
you all make it back to the safe house, otherwise uneventfully, unless you guys want to have any sort of conversation in the car, or what have you. Otherwise, the car will be eerily quiet.
I'm just like
Mm-mm.
not saying anything.
Just hear taps from her fingers.
I'm looking out the window at the sky as we're driving.
You still see nothing. So All right, you guys all make it back to the safe house.
Okay.
You guys enter in the codes, pass through the gates, put the car in the garage. The Dodge Charger is now almost clean. It's pretty clean. Like it looks like it's been
Okay.
so.
I make sure everybody from the team receives all the pictures I took of the symbols on the crate, the license plates, and the registrations.
Okay.
And I immediately go to whatever my designated area, bunk area is.
As you all kind of
and-
filter in from the garage door, Richie, who's sitting at the kind of the kitchen table, looks up and sees you all and goes, "Hey!" And then as none of you immediately respond, he goes, "Is everything all right? Can I go home?"
Dr. Rachel is going to beeline it to the freezer.
Uh-huh.
Find the bottle of tequila that she stashed in there.
Mm-hmm.
And mix up a blender full of shrink check for everybody who wants some.
All right.
I actually, as quickly as I came in, I sort of, because my mind isn't even in the right place, I turn to David and say, David, could you talk to Richie? Because I'm just so out of it. And I go right to where my bunk area would be in the safe house. And I'm just trying to get my mind right. And one of my sources of stability is gaming. So I'm going to hit up just mindless puzzle game on my machine.
Definitely. Okay.
Right, so who wants some shrink points, everybody? Who wants a nice tall glass of shrink?
So
I'd be happy to have some.
right before I go over to Dr. Rachel, I will look at Richie, just look him dead in the eye and go, "We forgot the bait." And they go to Rachel and look at Rachel and go, "Doctor, does that
Yes.
come with the side of tacos?" It's hard to have smoothies in the safe house without tacos.
You are so right. You know, I bet we still have some around here. Jack, you always stop at that place. Did you stop on the way back, right?
You know, I didn't actually stop at the place on the way back. It must have slipped my mind for reasons I cannot comprehend. But I would be happy to go on a taco run now.
Does that mean
I just don't go to
he's
the one on
not
41st, you know.
part of the club?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Jack's gonna go grab some tacos. We're gonna have taco margarita night. And we're all gonna have all of our press the reset buttons. Ready?
So yeah, Jack just like walks out, shaking his head, and as is his wont, takes the drive to clear his head and pick up some tacos for the crew.
Okay. As you're driving back, Jack.
Oh, good.
You get a phone call from a number that looks familiar to you. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've saved it into your contacts or not, but it seems to be like the one of your friend in the motorcycle club. Do you answer it?
I do.
He calls and goes,
Hey, Eddie.
"Hey, just so I get this right, were you the one that you were part of that group that just murdered like 4 of our guys and interrogated one for more information about Monique?"
Those were your guys? Holy shit, Eddie. I am so sorry.
Okay. What do I need to have you roll for that?
Those were your guys?
You're talking about the guys and the grew wings and flew away. Those guys?
I mean,
Those are your guys?
they didn't grow wings. That we found them dead later in the evening.
No, not those. The ones that we were having a friendly chat with.
Ah, the one that you zip tied and he only escaped because he used his wings. Right. Yes, those are. He's also one of them. One of us.
Huh. That's pretty messed up, Eddie. Anyway, long story short, he didn't know where Monique was either, but we're still
almost like we asked you to find him because none of us knew.
Well, again, we didn't know that he was part of the gang. Otherwise, we wouldn't have asked him where Monique was, because you don't know.
We did. That was part of what we told you, right? That he was a part of our gang and he went missing, and that's why we're trying to make sure he stayed missing because our boss doesn't really want to find him. Because
Right.
We think
right.
it's
So
better for the
we want to find out what happened to him, and if we run across him and he's alive, we take care of it. That's what you told us to do.
Yes.
So we're hot on the trail of him. We come across this crazy thing with the wing guy.
I
and
feel like you're
everything,
overlooking the step where you you just shot a handful of our guys, knowing. I mean, it sounded like you knew that they were our guys.
Why would we shoot your guys? Knowingly.
I don't know. That's why I'm calling you to ask, to make sure that before we put a hit out on you guys, we have the facts right.
Look. We take a job from you.
Yes.
Why would we shoot your guys and then ask one of those guys, whom we did not shoot, where the guy you're looking for is? That just doesn't make any sense.
You're right, which is why I'm calling you. Because I'm trying to find...
So I'm glad that we had this talk. I hope that cleared everything up.
It cleared nothing up, because last I checked...
Talk to you later, Eddie.
Oh my fucking...
My God.
Alright. Okay.
Oh, this was a great
Alright.
campaign. I'm glad you got the plan. Almost done.
You could have been like,
We are the best secret agents, guys.
Alright.
Oh no.
Oh, we're gonna die.
The rest of your drive home is otherwise uneventful.
I went and got some assassin in the.
So you return, and
All right, I have some good news and bad news. The good news is
We got to hear this.
I have tacos.
Hey.
The bad news is, seeing as how we made no attempt to disguise ourselves, the gang knows that we killed a bunch of them and I'm mad at the rest to die.
Hey, they were the who's?
But the good news is that I think I threw them off the trail with some quick thinking.
who all has bullshit? I know you do.
Oh, I got it.
Evie, both.
Yeah.
Both.
Bullshit if you believe it.
I mean,
Yeah. I have a
You-
high bullshit detector.
you
I don't
get
care.
you get the feeling, both Evie and David, that while he says it and he may believe it himself, he may not have sold it the best way he could have.
You just hear Dr. Rachel upon hearing all this hits the high frequency button on the blender. Ring! At this point, just to like drown out everything that's going on. She's not
It was
hearing.
just a nice ice crushing. It was like, "Meh." He started talking.
All right. So,
Ugh. Less for you, Evie. You've lost too many fluids today.
all right. So,
Blender and put the straw in it.
And well for you tomorrow.
Very, very methodically, David is taking off his hazmat suit. Basically, like, not one piece at a time because it's only two pieces, but very one arm at a time, and then spins his ring. Takes off his other arm, spins his ring. Are the smoothies done?
Yeah.
The margaritas are done.
Except to him it's a smoothie. So after each one, he spins his ring, takes a drink, pulls off another arm, spins his ring, takes a drink. It looks over as Jack comes in, goes up and takes a taco, and this is how you people. Goes back to what he's doing.
All right. So,
We're still
A shrink before we go crash for the night. Who wants to tell me that exactly all their problems?
so good.
I think David might need to talk. Or at least enjoy a liquid shrink roll for me.
yes.
Points for you. It doesn't work the same way as
I don't
Medic
think
does.
I don't think it's an automatic you spend a heal though. I think it's more of a roll and then you add that to their stability. Spend heals points. Yeah. Here, hold on. There's a page number involved. Pages.
So how do I regain stability?
Hi.
Because
So there's a few.
my symbol is my ring.
Spend points.
That is
no,
my symbol.
It does work the same way. If you have the shrink ability, you can spend 2 points, or spend 1 point and gain 2 stability points.
Okay.
Nice.
And then if they are shaken or otherwise acting in a erratic manner due to mental illness, that you can spend 2 points of shrink to snap them into a state of temporary lucidity. So,
All right. So everyone is down 4, right?
yes.
I am at 2.
You are at 2.
3.
So I will spend
Devin.
2.
I am at 6, and I'm not sure how the sources work, but I did as soon as we got here. While everything else was going on, I went right to gaming, which is my symbol
Right.
of stability.
So
Yeah, and my symbol is my ring, so that's why I was
Yeah.
going directly like
Right.
I need
But
my
even
Zen.
even if it's not like a massive buff I get, I'm still healthy. I guess you could call it that. I still have 6.
Yeah, I've got 6. I'm fine. So I'm going to dip a point for Evie, David, and Jack. So I'll spend 3 points, and each of you get 2 of yours back.
Yes.
Anybody else still want to get out of the danger zone of losing it, or you guys?
Does that put-
I
that
think
puts me
a
at
4
3.
stability is good for me.
I'm sitting at 3, so I don't
What's your maximum?
6
I'll spend 1 more for you.
because he's not super stable as it is.
That's fair. All right, so I might keep half my points in case we need them later on when we all lose our stuff.
I mean, you are going to be refreshing points here, because I'm assuming you're spending some time here in the safe house.
Before, as you know, after margaritas and tacos, which is Dr. Rachel's prescription for restoring mental fortitude, she's going to go back down to her basement lab,
Mm-hmm.
take that vial.
Yep.
She's going to run the shit out of some DNA on this.
Okay. It doesn't come up in any registered database that you know.
No, I mean like breaking down like human.
I know.
All
It
that.
doesn't register in any database that you have. It is not human DNA. It is not in any known database that you have.
How does Dr. Rachel react to this information?
It comes up with negative result as if there were almost no DNA in there. Because it's, and something you can come to the conclusion of, it can't perceive the DNA that is in there as DNA.
Hmm.
And that's something that I would say other people might know better, but you kind of, that's the inkling you get, is that might be the case.
None of this makes any logical sense, I'll be honest.
Is it supposed to?
Come on. Give me that.
As you run further tests, it does not come up positive for any of the steroids that you guys have currently looked at, and it does not come up with any sort of known chemicals. The most prominent chemical in there is a little bit of alcohol that was probably consumed approximately like 6 hours before you took the vial, based upon the amount and the rough absorption into the bloodstream.
All right. Now that I know like the synthesis of the other drugs, the other blood that I took from the crime scene, is that steroids show up on any of their
No.
pills I took?
It does not.
Okay.
It does not show up. So.
Hey, did we ever ask Richie when he started working there?
You can ask him now.
Good.
Hmm.
I believe we did. 'Cause I believe it was about a couple months, which is why he was learning how to do the forklift. I believe you did have that conversation.
Hmm.
So, what are y'all doing? You guys are resting up for the evening, I assume.
Yeah.
Conversations are happening. Stuff are you doing?
Before Devin really turns in, he stops game after about 2 or 3 hours worth of time, and
I would say you'll get I think it's a point of stability for spending time with a solace, or with a symbol.
okay.
Or do I have that wrong?
2 points for spending time with solace.
2 points. Then.
What about
Let's
symbol?
see. Symbol, yada yada, seeing it or handling a few minutes of meditation or reverence. You can refresh 1 pool point of stability.
Okay.
Okay, I'll bump it to 7, and then after that sort of game sesh, the word Kamzost is sticking in my mind after Evie yelling it out. So I did dive into some research on Kamzost, which if I need to, I could roll and spend.
I don't think you need to spend anything. I think just your electronic surveillance, combination, a couple of your investigative abilities will yield you results. Very conflicting reports. A lot of them coming kind of from both South America and leading all the way up through Central America, as this kind of demonic being is kind of what it's mostly referred to. In a lot of these there are a lot of old. There's not a lot of new scriptures on it. It's a lot of old works that you see kind of converted into PDF format, which is kind of where you're pulling this knowledge from.
Okay.
But you kind of get the wings are, the double the arm's length, coming out of the back, otherwise human, but can be blindingly fast is one of the other things you've read up on, and innately stronger than most humans.
Okay. I'm gonna do one last thing.
Okay.
I'm going to spend 3 of my network points and reach out to Xavier Ribeiro from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do so in the encrypted chat.
Okay.
Sort of the way we used to communicate when I was on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start the conversation with Kamzost, ?
What are you looking for?
I'm just waiting for a response from him.
No, that's what response. That's what comes
that
up.
what we're looking for?
Yeah.
May have encountered. Were we dealing with this?
Directly, no. But they're dangerous.
weaknesses?
Take out their wings and you take out a lot of their capabilities.
Thank you. Keep your head down, Xavier.
Stay safe.
I will. And check.
Mhm.
And with that, I will sort of meander back downstairs. Who's in the sort of communal area? I know Richie is, and is everybody still there? Is Rachel, are you still down in your lab at this point?
I'm down in my lab. I've got a framed picture down there. Staring at while I'm waiting everything to run before it shows up with my negative DNA stuff. I'm just going to stare at it for a bit.
Sure. So those who are in the common area, I will approach Evie and say, I know you're pretty excited about this Camzost, and I'm more nervous, but this is a reveal. This is something that I didn't expect we would encounter. I did reach out to a source, and I'm not sure if you have any sources, but they did tell me that the wings are the weak point. So a lot of the power that they have is apparently generated from the wings. Not sure if that what causes that, but I just wanted to let you know for future reference.
Thank you. And you see that she has one of the blenders, like not a cup for her smoothie, but just an entire blender with a straw. It is currently on her laptop, and you see she just has tabs open and like Word documents open, and it's just taking notes and writing down and just going on it. Like you haven't seen this much concentration
From Evie, right?
from Evie. She tries to make a very serious situation very lighthearted, but at this point, it's like someone hopped up on coffee and has a term paper due in an hour. She is just, like, even her voice is, she's like, thank you for your information. It'll be logged and cataloged and put to use.
And I get like almost like the David feel, and I'm like, okay, Evie. And I sort of turn to Jack. Jack, did you hear that? Not specifically Evie, but did you hear anything I said to Evie?
No, sorry.
So, right. So you're still out of it too, and I just wanted to basically, Jack, I'm going to tell him I confirmed Camzost is something. It's a real thing. My contact did say the wings are a weak point.
Wings are a weak point. Gotcha.
If only we can stop them from going invisible now.
Yeah, that would be pretty great.
And Devin sort of like, he does sort of laugh at that, but it's like this nervous, like,
yeah.
Oh God, we're all dead.
We're all dead.
So you'll see David's doing his same, like going to check, because we have the cameras there and everything in the scout house thing. The back door, he's doing the same, but as he's doing it, he's spinning his ring, and you can hear him like mumbling music. I don't know if you guys know it, but it's an Angel of Death song by Slayer, and he's mumbling that song. So he's mumbling it over and over. Pump the fluids, pump your guns, in your eyes. And as soon as he hears you say, "Take out the wings," or something, he looks up and looks at Devin and goes, "So they can be killed?"
Well, and Devin turns to David. I don't know if killed is a thing, but weakened at least.
Noted.
But if we run across one in the future, sure, not only can we people with it, but there's a good chance that we can get Dr. Rachel excited and experiment with it.
Yeah.
It's about this point that your results come back as no known DNA. So.
And
Well, I still want to run.
And as you come back with more of your tests, then we'll just say that those are done, so you can join the conversation if you wish to.
Yeah, and David will stop. I will stop, twisting the ring and take my knives out, line them up and start sharpening them. Seems to have calmed him to know that they can take damage.
You can, as you all kind of are taking in the room and the atmosphere, Richie is very on edge as he's kind of sitting there scrolling through what looks to be like Facebook or some sort of social media app, just kind of looking.
Well, I sort of, as he's doing that, I'm like, Richie, where do you want over there?
Just I'm on Twitter.
Have you shared anything?
No, I'm not that
book.
kind of person.
And I just sort of like do a little backtrace on the logs just to make sure.
There's nothing from him from before any of this happened. His last like post was like 2 days ago, and he like has been sharing random memes for the past like day before all this started. So, but
right
afterwards, he's been pretty dark.
I'd like to one level deeper if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Can I trace logs of people who were checking up on him per se?
I would say
his
that'd be
page?
a digital intrusion roll, but it's something you can definitely do.
All right.
Because now at this point you're trying to go for other people that are looking for him.
Correct. I'm gonna go with 3 points on top of my roll.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
It's a 5.
So an 8. Cool.
No. It's a 5 total.
5 total. Okay, cool.
2 and 3.
Gotcha. Okay. From what you can, as you kind of dive a little bit deeper and see, like read back like IP addresses of who's accessed his page, and through his various social medias, not a whole lot of traffic. A couple people look to be like people kind of checking up on it more often than others. Seem to be his like kind of like his brother, and what looks to be maybe like a girlfriend, like a new flame. Like they posted a picture together on Facebook like a couple weeks ago. Other than that, you do recognize Eddie from Jack's friend on there only once, and that was about 6 hours ago.
And I just sort of, when I find it, I sort of like, I do the hey Jack.
Yeah.
Eddie's checking up on Richie.
You know, I'm not surprised.
And with that, I got an idea.
Yeah.
David, remember the bait?
As this has been said, Richie's just kind of starting to lick his eyes. He like fidgets a little and goes, "Mm-hmm."
So
that's what when you say that. Yeah.
Over to him.
What's that, Rachel?
Sliding another margarita over to Richie. It'll be okay, Richie.
Yeah.
David does when you say we're talk about the bait. He stops sharpening his knife and keeps sharpening.
So here's what I'm thinking as a group here. I'm thinking we have Richie share out where he's heading, but where he's heading is a place we determine. And Richie doesn't go. We go. Now, obviously, it has to be someplace Richie may have frequented before or been. We want to keep his family members out of the conflict. But I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, someplace a little bit out of the way. Maybe he's talking about, I don't know, getting his car detailed.
How old is Richie again?
I believe he's like 19 or 20.
19 or 20?
Yeah.
All right. Which probably, I'm click-clacking away. I want to just, so this is set kind of present times, basically,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Roughly.
Roughly.
Yeah.
Roughly. So basically, are saying like so whatever the app like Snapchat would be.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Not Snapchat or hell Snapchat. I don't know.
Whatever. I'm gonna go on selfies, and open that app up.
Snapgram.
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 Yeah, so I'm gonna open up my Snapgram. I'm going to make his phone accept me as a friend. Then I'm going to pull up the map and see where all of his friends normally go hang out after work. And like around that area, say that's where I go, like, basically where everybody goes after work to like probably go like smoke and chill and then disperse. Be
So-
there.
So are you thinking that you want to draw them to us, or keep them
Well, so-
running around after on a wild goose chase so that we can keep digging?
There's multiple scenarios here. So scenario one, as I see it, I know that Eddie is a friend, Jack, but I don't know what these people are involved in at this point. We could dig a little bit deeper. We could do scenario A, attempt a wild goose chase by pinging them around town. Scenario B would be out them, or at least lure them, and attempt to have the upper hand. I know B is risky, and you know what happens when Devin gets risky. And he sort of goes, he does sort of like the like the double snap. So I just
This is in
wanted to
character.
I wanted to put it out there as an option for us to utilize. Look at what I presented as more of a tool, and the scenario that we build upon it is collective understanding.
Interestingly enough, if I can put two and two together, footage and I think there's like some sort of internal gang war between them. Someone be murdered at one of their own sites.
Or why do they want one of them? Why do they want their operator, their main, supposedly the person who runs their drug ring? Why do they want him dead? Is the big question.
Right.
So it sounds so. All right. This guy Manique goes missing. He's one of the guys on the list who can do the woo stuff, right?
He is. He is also the head of their operations in terms of drug trafficking.
But if their head of operations suddenly disappears, right? Basically screwed them, you don't just walk out on an operation like this. So if he's gone off the grid and is now maybe striking against them, like Victor thought, yeah, then that's that does sound like some infighting.
So we're isolating in the triangle of this system right now. We have Monique, right? That's the gentleman's name. I'm not going to answer the doctorate. He's theoretically a rogue, but his motivations are unclear.
Yeah.
We have the Zamozang, I believe, motorcycle gang motorcycle club. Zako Zan. See, names are horrible for me. That's okay. Sure. That motorcycle gang, who is at odds with Monique, and we don't understand the clearly why, but we do understand that now Monique was one of the higher level operatives within that organization who ran the drug trade. So the bad blood had to spawn because of something like that. We also know now, wild card, a bunch of them were Cambozos.
At least Victor, Monique, and I think the leader of the gang. Yeah.
There's about a dozen or so individuals that he named. Each one of all those three and Eddie were four that he name dropped that kind of are the ones that are sticking out to you.
Gotcha.
We know that the drug company was formed by the MC. So, or vice versa, the MC was birthed out of a leadership group from the pharmaceutical company. So, it's unlikely that those two are at odds with each other. So our missing element right now is to find out if Monique traded colors, what faction or group would he have done that, and what would be a threat to a bunch of Kamazosts?
Yeah, and like, why would he, why would he leave this this high profile position, to go rogue? I mean,
Right.
what's the motivation?
Well, exactly. Especially when he's traded his life, as our invisible friend said, his life for this gift that he now possesses.
Yeah.
To now trade that for something else, it seems like wealth wouldn't be enough.
Out of curiosity, because I took blood samples from the garage, from the abandoned house too. Did that pop up too? They not
from the garage, back in there.
Yeah.
Surprisingly or unsurprisingly, given the rest of the information, that also turns up as no result.
the Monique's.
You have no idea.
Mm.
It doesn't register in any database.
We have
Oh.
one. Our next lead is the family, right? The other connection is that the architecture firm.
So we have Chimera Holdings LLC.
Yes.
We have the architecture.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's all we have outstanding that we haven't followed up on.
Chimera is going to be harder to pop because we don't have a location attributed to Chimera, and it kind of speculation at this point that Chimera is most likely the holdings is tied into either our unknown or our known, but we don't have a direct connection with Chimera right now. So,
Well, we have a direct line from Chimera to the gang.
and that was through what? Remind me, Jack.
They had we found some documentation on a laptop, I think, the hard drive. It said they have an agreement with the gang for electronic data trade and a non-disclosure agreement from about a month ago.
Well,
Do you
Chimera is I had the history with Chimera as well, at least not direct, indirect, and I want to see
Do
them.
you think
burn.
that Chimera is the rivaling company in this versus Z-Tech?
It could.
Do you think they're controlling?
Honestly, we don't have. I don't think we have enough evidence, but everything's at this point is pointing that Chimera is what infused, and this is going back from my knowledge of Chimera when I was in Brazil. It's likely that Chimera has infused these elements, aka the Kamazost, into the equation as it stands in this area. But that's more of, and Devin says that's more of a hunch than something backed in evidence that I currently have.
Considering the name of
so
the company, that's ironic.
The name of the company is ironic, you said?
Yeah, Chimera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, human something hybrid.
Uncharted DNA. No, kind of makes sense, I guess.
So
Drinking a margarita. This one.
right, and so Devin at this point does sort of look right into Dr. Rachel's eyes and says, "Are you with us on this? Could you look past the logic and understand what's actually real?"
I mean, states that at this point that I'm in uncharted territory.
I just
Anything
want to
can
make
happen.
sure that if things get even crazier than they are now, that we're not going to lose you to that situation. That you
Sure.
could look past the science of it and just trust in what you observe.
I mean, Yeah, it'll be fine. It's not my first. And this one, it's happened down in Mexico.
Did you wait? What did you say?
I said some crazy things happened down in Mexico that you probably don't know about.
And Devin sort of, I won't push the issue. I won't push that issue, Dr. Rachel. If you want to share, you're free to.
You'd have to get a couple more margaritas in me first, before that story comes out. But if crazy happens, crazy happens. Just try not to look like Swiss cheese at the end.
Well, how could I with my... And I sort of like pull the strap with my trusty shovel.
She just laughs at that point. It's a blunder a second time. For another round of margarita.
Okay.
So, any other things in the conversations we want to have?
With the tools that we have, is it time to... I think you say fish or cut bait?
And I sort of... Devin sort of eases into this response, but David, I think that given our current amount of information, we likely have to hold off on peopling for just a little bit longer. Are you okay with that?
Noted.
To give you an answer, Evie, on the location that most of his friends seem to be at, a lot of times somebody in his friend group will be at a Chinese restaurant called the Jade Garden on the north side of town. You know it. You've maybe been there once or a few times. Given your knowledge in streetwise, given your knowledge in streetwise, you definitely kind of know that it's got its own bit of illicit dealings, but it's nothing quite on the level that you're experiencing now.
So with that information, I'm going to turn to Devin, and still in like that concentration mode that she's been in. She just sort of, according to the data that I've received and cataloged, if we go and say that we are going to be at the Jade Garden, then we can at least put a parameter around us in which people will think that we're either coming or going. We can watch who comes around so that we can...
So with our current situation, this begs the question, do we hold that and keep Richie here? Do we utilize it now? And
either way, I don't think Richie should be with us. I think I should take Richie's phone with us. That way we can physically have it.
Right. Richie would be here. We're not taking him with us.
Yeah, okay. Just same page.
But the other thing that I'm sort of realizing is that the architecture firm is probably our next... We at least have to probe that lead, because if we do not, we're going into this half blind.
Is it possible after we get arrested, if I can get into the surveillance around the Jade Palace, we can still put out the ping while watching to see who shows up? Either way, people think they just missed them, and we can go do our mission. That way we gather information for one and start the mission for the other.
I mean, we could do it to split them on our way. So I would say that
we don't actually have to split up, but we can still get the information we need.
Right, and they would just be thinking Richie was there, not us as a party. So it might be effective to at least split their force. And I'm okay with that. Everyone else? And everybody's thinking.
Yeah. Run that by me one more time.
Essentially, what would happen is on our way to the architecture firm, we would set a
That's-
ping that shows that essentially Richie is visiting the Jade Dragon with
Palace.
his
Jade
Palace,
sorry,
the
the Night Palace. It's Garden. I'm bad.
Jade
at-
Garden. I am great with names.
I'm also great with
Um,
names.
Either
So
way, the tweet is
Uh,
just gonna say about to hit up some Chinese food. Been starving all day.
yeah.
And which one we're talking about?
And in that scenario, theoretically, if anyone were to address us on the way at or on our way back from our trip to the firm, it's likely that we'd be splitting their forces, at least helping our chances. Again, highly theoretical in what we're doing, but it's one of the tools we have here.
I think if we can send a convincing put up a convincing post that makes them think that Richie is at this place while
Yep.
we are somewhere else, then it certainly couldn't hurt.
Yeah, we can. Evie and I can spoof the geo track,
Yeah.
make it look like he's leaving. Not even from here. We could spoof it to make it look like he's leaving from elsewhere, and then the whole thing would be a complete spoof. So they wouldn't be able to track him back here as well. So then theoretically he would be safe here while we were gone as well.
We need to spoof it, or we honestly could just, and because this is sort of like my thing. I want to do something cool, but I don't know if should I roll first to see if I even succeed before I say what I'm trying to do.
what are you trying to do?
Yeah, what are you trying to?
What I'm trying to do is this is a safe house. So essentially, there has to be a burner phone here. If I can copy, basically geotech the onto the burner phone, it's as simple as ordering Chinese food from that place and then slipping the phone into the delivery boy's pocket. It goes back to the restaurant.
Well, right, but
Later, I can show up and say I lost.
my fear of doing that and not spoofing is that they would then trace them back to the safe house from where the burner phone came from. And that's why I think spoof a geolocation, then spoof movement from X location to the restaurant. I know it's a very in-depth side thing we've generated here, but I want to make sure that there's not many holes in our plan, and that we can do it successfully if we do try to do this.
It's entirely possible,
Okay.
but yeah, if you don't want to, I don't think you need to roll if you're not gonna go through with that. I understand.
Mhm.
I'm following. I'm tracking with all this, so it's kind of up to you guys. What you guys want to do next?
Yeah.
So why don't
And
we?
then the other thing too is we can hold that tool in thought as long as Richie is surviving and here. Stop, director. I know where you go with that, but as long as Richie is alive, it's something we might be able to tap into later.
Mhm.
Screw you, Pen.
I haven't done anything yet. I literally haven't said anything, one way or the other.
I mean, should someone actually just be straight with Richie on this one?
Straight.
I wasn't making up a tweet. He was just going to write it. That way it's actually from
Yeah.
him.
I mean, I feel like he should probably get read in a little bit. Like, he's the one that got his brain scrambled, right?
I mean, the
That's
reading
not right.
is pretty. The reading is pretty simple. He stays here, or he leaves and dies.
Well, I mean, at least we can break that down to the awareness is half the battle.
I think that's the definition of bait.
Yeah. Well, you did some research on these Camazotz things, right? Can they scrambling?
Not according to any of my research, which is precursory. I don't want to say that I know everything about them. The only thing I do
Right.
know is that their wings seem to be a place of the power that the wings seem to harness most of their power. So affect the wings, affect the overall abilities of that Camazotz.
Devin,
Camazost.
Dr. Rachel, Devin.
Mm.
I think we're gonna need bigger knives.
All right. So, let's plan for tomorrow, for the next day, and then that's where we're probably gonna end off this session. So.
So it's pretty late at night by now, yeah.
It's definitely like evening, nighttime. The sun is set. The street lights are on. You guys can see a little bit of a flicker from a neon light off in the distance as it's kind of illuminating.
I propose that tomorrow we start leading the gang on a wild goose chase after fake social media Richie, while we head to the architecture firm to talk to the folks there and maybe do some light breaking and entering. And before that, I'd like to spend a few hours with my source of.
Okay.
Because unlike y'all, I don't carry her with me.
Got it.
Okay. So as the evening draws to a close, as Jack, where are you headed?
I text Rocky to see if she's off duty or on duty, or if she's just around.
She's around. She kind of answers. She's at work, not working, type deal, because she doesn't really hang out much anywhere else.
I'll be right over. And so yes, I say yeah, I'm gonna go see a friend, and I head out into the night to the club Topless Secret, which is not the worst topless club in Prospect City,
but an oxymoron at that.
Not the best,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
it's sort of my.
There's no secrets at that.
It's the place where everybody knows my name.
You walk in, Jack.
Yeah.
That's basically what happens. The bouncer obviously doesn't even ID you. Just kind of looks at you and goes, "Evening, Jack." Steps by, lets you in. The bartender, a lovely kind of this kind of thin, wiry Irish individual, kind of looks at you and goes, "Jack, welcome. Hey."
He's also the MC for the strip club. Hey, here comes Roxy.
Having a good night?
Hey, it's not too bad. How about yourself?
I've had better.
I hear that.
Yeah, scotch and soda.
Sure thing. You see he's already halfway through pouring it because he knows you, and
Yeah.
he sets it down and goes, "Roxy's in the back. I don't think anybody will really care. I know I won't."
All right. I tip generously and head to the back.
He nods as you do, and you head to the back.
All right.
Well, what's happening? What are the rest of you guys doing?
With your, if you'll allow me to, in the night, David does not sleep,
Okay.
but I'd like to doesn't sleep much.
Okay.
But in between spinning his ring and sharpening his blades, I'd like permission, if it's okay with you, to sneakily sharpen Devin's shovel.
I need you. Let me see.
Because I'm looking at my knives and I'm thinking about winged creatures. I'm like,
This changes partially based on I'm actually just turning in that dorm area, whatever you want to call it, like cot, whatever I'm sleeping in.
Yeah.
So when I go to do that, I do have to take off my guitar
Strap.
shovel, and I do lead it against the wall in the room.
Okay.
It's not on my person.
so that's by just taking care of my, the way I take care of my weapons, my knives, and I want to find a way to use my same stones and
So you're moving silently, right? And
as silently as possible. I'm not trying to be like super like he's not gonna know, but I was like I want to do it as like I'm trying to be nice. Like this is the best way he knows how to be nice.
So roll me an infiltration check because you are trying to move quietly.
Oh God.
Well, doing this.
Oh, me here?
Yes, you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Infiltration.
Yes.
Okay. How many can I burn on that? Because
think.
I want this to happen. Because I have an 8. So
I don't think there's a
many?
limit, but
yeah. Well, and we're about to refresh, right?
Yeah.
Right, that
Yes.
is true. The only thing that doesn't refresh, I believe, is network and
network and cover.
And stability, right?
Network
Stability
cover,
doesn't.
health, and stability. Well, health,
Oh, wow, okay.
health recovers a little bit, but not fully. But
Yeah, but I was already full health. Stability doesn't recover, right?
no, not unless you shrink or source.
Right, and Sharon did that, so I'm at
Yeah.
4 there. What else doesn't recover?
Network and cover.
Yeah, I haven't used that. And cover I didn't really use. Use conceal. Okay. So just so that he doesn't know, because I'm trying to do as a surprise, and we're about to refresh anyways, I'm burning 7 out of 8.
Sure.
Because I
Go
want
for it.
this to be a beastly. I was like, I've never come across something I
Devin,
couldn't
I
kill.
need you to roll me a sense trouble roll as well.
Seriously. Yeah, the history of I've never come across something I could not kill.
all right.
So, oh no, I dropped. I'll do a different one. Okay, I rolled a 5. So with the 7, that's a 12.
Okay. Very quietly,
Uh,
silently, and unseemly, you're able to sharpen his knife or his shovel. Devin, when you wake up the next morning, before we cut to what everybody else is doing, as you wake up the next morning, you wake up and you kind of see where you thought it was just like an average shovel. As you're kind of looking at it, maybe you just hadn't looked at it in the right light or something like that. You see that the ends are very much almost serrated and
Yeah.
extremely sharp.
Right. Right. And I just sort of like, I just sort of like, I get it. Was it like, I mean, I was digging that hole. It didn't seem that sharp. All right.
So,
I guess I have to be really careful with it now.
all right, cool. And what is Evie and Dr. Rachel up to this evening?
No, Dr. Rachel's gonna grab Evie and I want a quick errand with me real quick. I think you'll be okay with it.
Sure.
Get a quick swing around. And I'm gonna go grab Bandit and I want to bring him back to the safe house.
Okay. You were able to do so pretty easily. Bandit is super thrilled to see both of you, obviously. Bring him back to the safe house uneventfully, which he then, greets Richie, and Richie's excited, and everybody's just like, ah! And Bandit's like, and then Bandit just goes sniffing around everywhere because it's a new place. And with that, to wrap up our evening, as you all kind of head off to your various ways of sleep, David, since I think you'll be the one who is most up, can you please roll me a sense trouble?
Yes. I'm like, sense trouble. Okay, and I have. Are we refreshed yet or no?
I'm going to say you'll refresh after this, so you can use as many as you want.
Okay, so but I didn't have that many left. I only had 3 left, so I
Okay.
could. So I'll use all 3.
Okay.
Rolled the 2, so I got 5.
As you finish sharpening Devin's shovel, and as you kind of are making your way to turn in yourself for a little bit of sleep, you're not trying to sleep too much, you swear for a second as you pass by the cameras. For a quick second there, you thought there was somebody on the street. But as you double take on it, you're pretty sure it's just the way the streetlight was shaped.
Is David pretty sure, or is he
Fairly-
100% sure?
Like,
Because
looking at it
David does
further.
David does not deal in anything but 100% sure.
Okay. As you look at it further, you are almost 100% sure it's just the streetlight.
So I spin my ring a few extra times.
Okay. And with that, we'll end off tonight.
Right.
And can we fade out with Jack?
Welcome to the stage, Roxy.
Thanks, everybody. Make sure you tip your waitresses at the secret topless. Here we are, Roxy on the stage.
Tonight is a 2-drink minimum martini, $2.50.
I'm glad somebody's been a strip club to make proper references.
And then you got like the double bass kick in and for hot for teacher.
How dare you? How dare you impugn the relationship between a customer and his favorite stripper?
He's just a patron. I mean, let's.
All right. On that happy note, we will end off tonight's stream. We'll thank all of you for watching.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So I would also say thank you to Ascension Stories for the raid party of 8 that they stopped in with. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Some hype there for you guys. What else? What else are we gonna hype up?
We got another follower tonight, so that was kind of cool.
Thank you.
And I was just pulling that up. Vaclam23.
Thanks,
for
Vaclam.
following.
Yes, thank you.
That means a lot. I mean, I'm a lurker, and that's how I enjoy Twitch. So we like lurkers also. Just hang out with us and watch what we're doing, because this is a badass system. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
But so cool. Why don't we go around and say who we are, who we played, and what we were doing here? We'll start with Wade.
I'm Wade Rocket, and I played Jack Driver, the driver of the team. I do some freelance work with Pelgrane Press and Cobalt Press, if you want to check any of it out. I did the 13th Age Game Master Screen and Resource Guide, the ENnie Award-winning GM Screen and Resource Guide, as well as the Temple of the Sun Cabal and Wreck of Volan's Glory. And I also worked on the Drama System game, aka Hill. So check those out at PelgranePress.com.
All right, we'll drop down
This guy.
to Annie.
Hello. Yes. I play Dr. Rachel, your cavalier doctor who be a pilot and owns a really cool dog.
Mhm.
It's a really cool dog. He's the big old doggo. I currently freelance at this point as well. I've been doing some work with Smudgy Games. I've done some previous works writing a playset for the Weave platform as well. Any Disasters 09 on Twitter.
Yay.
Yeah. So coming around, continuing the clockwise rotation, we are at Will.
Devin Armisen is the character I play in this game. He is a hacker / former FBI agent and former secret police or whatever you want to call it down in Brazil. So there's a lot going on with Devin, his background. But yeah, hacker, data analyst is pretty much the core of it, of the group. I am the games director at Smudgy Games currently. So overlooking all the various IPs we're putting in development right now. Our newest release is going to be Paths, the World of Adia, a tabletop RPG game. Annie and Fen are both working on that with us in a few different capacities. I guess we'll keep it a surprise until everything hits the market, right? But yeah, and then I do some streaming for Geekspiel. I host a program called Table Crashers, where we interview game designers. I will be at Unpub in 2 weeks, and I'll be streaming under the Geekspiel banner. So if you want to catch some coverage from Unpub 9, I'll be doing some live streaming there.
Dope.
All right, continuing on. Jazz. Heading over to Jazz.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm Jazz. I play Evie, basically a walking tumbler in a cool person combat boots.
Nice.
Oh, I know I lost everybody again. Oh no, did I actually lose everybody this time? Am I also losing? No, I'm still not losing frames. So, sorry guys. I just don't hear any of you right now.
Good.
Hello.
No.
I'm back.
You're good.
But
Good, just try this again. Let's try
There
this
we go.
again.
I think we're almost back.
Good?
Yes.
You were good.
We're good.
Okay. Well, you can catch me on Twitter under Honeybuns, and on Tuesdays I am over on Phantom World Booth playing one week, and the other week I think
You cut on the last part.
You cut out for me.
I got up on you.
Yeah, just the last parts. So Phantom Roll Booth, one week you're doing
one
what?
Tuesday, and then the other Tuesday you're.
Starts Tuesday, and then the other Tuesday, where's that Thursday? Next up, Tuesday you can catch me on Monster Hearts, and then the Thursday I'm going to be playing with on upcoming with Poseidon.
Yes, here shortly. So,
Yeah.
Running with Poseidon?
Dang.
I'm running. Well, let me get to the spiel because there's a spiel. I have a lot to cover.
Just
If you guys are gonna bring up various things, I feel obligated to talk about them. Otherwise, I was gonna be like, "Hey, catch me on Twitter." That's all I have to say because you'll find everything that I'm a part of there. But no, everybody had to bring up every single thing I was in tonight. So here we go. No, I'm kidding.
That's awesome.
Scooter, do you have anything to add before? I don't want to jump you in the order.
No, jump me. That's cool.
I don't want to jump you.
But Jazz did not tell everyone that she designs T-shirts now.
Yeah,
I mean, what's the deal with that? You skip that part. So no, check out her T-shirt. Because honestly, at Time to Tabletop, we make 11 cents per T-shirt that you order. We just want that T-shirt on your body. So put that T-shirt on your body.
Put it under your body.
I played David Harris here in from Darkness with Love, which if you look at the background, if you look at the Night's Black Agents, the background of a wet worker. So his connections, he formerly worked for OSHA and the CIA because he had a certain set of skills. So yeah, you'll get to know him, but don't get to know him too well. But I am Scooter, and Time to Tabletop. So we do quite a few different things like local events. We also did a play set for Weave, which that's kind of how some of us got brought together in here is through Weave, and we've spent the last couple of years discussing stuff with Will and Pelgrane Press. Ran into them at where were we? Pennsylvania.
PAX Unplugged.
Yeah, so it was just that whole mix of things, and then Jazz now comes in the mix. She goes, "I can draw awesome things," and I was like, "Cool, let's put them on a shirt." So that's just kind of how all things work. But as some upcoming projects, we have partnered with Scattered Comics here in Sacramento as our publisher. So within the next probably 3 to 4 weeks, you will see and I'll give the name out to it. It's Quest Through Labyrinth Mountain, which is a curriculum to help people with social skills through playing role-playing games. So soon, within the next 4 weeks, we will have, and we'll do announcements and stuff. It comes in a classroom kit, and we'll have storyteller guides and players guides. We're working on pre-press right now, so stay tuned for that. That's our big project right now. We've got 100 other ones, but just look at the schedule. I mean, come on, just
go to the website. I'm not going to talk
go to
about
the
all this.
website. Come on. I fumble through WordPress on a daily basis to try and give this information to you. So
All right.
That's me.
All right. So let me go back to the spiel that I now have to talk through because everybody's brought up every single project I'm a part of. Thanks, guys. I love you all. No, but
Thunder, here it is. Let me have it.
I'll allow you to do like a little reveal on if you want. You can choose one of the projects.
I could choose one of the projects. I mean, I could. I mean,
your choice.
My choice.
You're lead
My-
on something.
Oh
right?
yeah, we'll get to that. We'll start from the bottom and work our way up. So starting from the bottom,
Like Drake.
yeah.
Poor Wade is down there. He's like,
I'm trying to go to bed. Like, could you not?
We
No.
all are.
All right. No, I'll keep it short. So I'm on a variety of streams across all of the internet. I'm on Phantom Roll Booth on Mondays and every other Tuesday. I'm on here on every other Thursday, directing this lovely show. Like, can I just say thank you all for being such amazing players, real quick? Like, I don't say it enough, but y'all are great. Y'all are great. Yeah.
thanks, man, I'm dying over here.
Please don't die. A lot of people need you more than just me.
Impossible.
Nope.
But I'm on a litany of shows. On here Thursdays. I am also on Sundays. I'm over on my own channel. I almost said over on somewhere else. I'm over on my own channel on Sundays playing as a player in the Greenbeard's Mansion, which is something that Annie currently DMs as a showcase, I believe, of some sort. I don't remember exactly the details of that, but I mean, also every Wednesday, I'm also over on Winged Horizon doing a stream there. So those are my stream schedules. Obviously, just follow me on Twitter for any sort of update on that, because that's where I'll post those things. Of the important things that I've been doing lately, I've been writing for Spunchy Games, as well as being the lead designer on a new and upcoming project, which I don't know how much I'm allowed to divulge of. So
I'll let you do the name. I'll let you say the name.
all right. As games director, he does have pull over that. But the game is called Husk, and I am the lead designer on it. HUSK as like an animal, like a husk of something. So it's exciting. It's exciting. So that's what I'm lead designer on that, which is kind of crazy. Actually really crazy. Not kind of crazy, it's really crazy. And outside of that, I also live stream on my own channel as often as I feel necessary. That's it. I think I'm out of announcements.
Just look at his schedule, people.
Just follow me on. Like I said, this would be easier if people didn't bring up things so I then had to like rehash.
Just look at his schedule. Keep the conversation going.
Keep the conversation
I
going.
just followed your Twitch channel.
Whoa! Thank you for the follow.
Bam.
Now.
Damn.
It's the way it should be.
So
But yeah.
yeah.
And we try and host when we're not broadcasting here. We're usually hosting Geek Spiel or Finicini. So if you happen to go, whoops, Time Tabletop's not on. Well, then go over there and follow them. Duh.
Yeah. So on top of all that, something I forgot to add to my streams, which is the important part that Bunny just brought up, Jazz. I'm also starting up Poseidon every other Tuesday. We're currently going to go through the last 4 weeks of our current arc that we're working on, and then we're going to start a new one in a completely new system, completely new group. Same group, new system, and a new storyline. So we're finishing up this plot arc, and then we're going to be opening up a new one, which is kind of Bunny, Jazz, I'll get with you on that, because that's kind of where you're diving into this.
So pay attention. If you're watching this, pay attention to all of these up here. They're doing things and stuff that's freaking cool. Like every single one of them. I'm a fan of everything that's going on right here. So
Also a fan of all of this.
try and make time for it.
Mhm.
So
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we will see you all 2 Thursdays from now. Take it easy. Follow schedules. Keep the conversation going.
la 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 la.
La 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 la. All right, we're going.
Tabletop games, blah blah blah.
Bye. All right. Bye, guys.